5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Well, let's see if I still remember how to do this. I'm here. I'm
Training
alive.
wheels.
I'm alive. Yeah, Kayla, walk me through. Hold my hand. I might panic. Anthony.
I gotcha here.
Anthony, have your finger ready on like either the dump button or the cough button. One of the two.
We used it. We used it last week. Dwayne.
Oh, classic Dwayne. We should just call it the Dwayne button.
Yeah.
The Dwayne button.
He earned his own button for sure.
Guess the subject.
Ooh, good question.
I think I forgot what it was at this point.
I got it. You want to both guess? I mean, you were here, so you go second.
He was talking about, consistently, he usually drops one when talking about, like, Axel Lindeborg should have been the pick over Darius Acuff Jr. and how dumb the Kings are. So I guess I'll go that, which is safe, but that might be too predictable.
I think it was Shanahan.
It was the substation.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're here. We're back together again.
We are back together. The gang's all together again, folks.
Moly. What a week it was for all of us. First and foremost, shout out to the army of people that bailed my sick ass out from Kayla Anderson dealing with the punches literally every day, because every single day.
I didn't know if you were going to be here.
It was something different.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll get into, not that we're going to waste too much time on the story of my sickness over the last week, but get into just kind of how it progressed. But shout out to, of course, Kayla for handling everything. My wife, Brittany, said I had to beg your forgiveness.
I love her.
Shout out Anthony, of course, for rolling with the punches as well. Shout out Brendan for stepping in and helping us out. And then shout out to both Chris and Brendan for doing an entire freaking show for us on a day that I was supposed to hold it down so Kayla could go to NFL training camp. And God said no.
Yeah,
God said, Matt, sit your ass down. You chose to play in this golf tournament. You built a terrible team for Bobby Jackson's golf tournament, and you all sucked and were embarrassing. So here's a sickness so you can sit down and think about it a little bit. Well,
that's how it works sometimes.
I'm looking forward to crosstalk with Whitey now, because there's a lot of Alan Stylesing of what happened on the golf course and his part in everything versus the reality of everything that we do need to bring to light a little bit when now that Alan's had a week to spew his Allen perspective on things.
He never actually talked about, because my whole goal was on Tuesday, I was promising the people that I was going to ask you guys together on Crosstalk how it went. But that never came into fruition. So he never really talked about the golf outing.
Boy, did he with Whitey.
Oh, did he?
And they even had Chris Biederman on to talk about it, too.
Oh,
don't worry.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
I missed that segment.
We'll talk about that coming on with Crosstalk. But I started the golf course or started the tournament, had a voice. By about hole 10, voice started getting scratchy. By 18, voice gone.
That's
completely gone. And it was just because of congestion. And I sent you a video. I sent Richie a video like, hey, I'm not BSing here. Like, I literally can't.
Because it did come
talk.
At a very convenient time. Not saying that.
No, yeah, no, exactly.
Like, it's like, here, I just did this golf tournament that I took off Monday for.
Now I'm sick, so I'm going to have to miss the next day. The idea was hopefully it's just like a one-day thing, and then I'm good to go. Congestion for 2 straight days. Meanwhile, kind of side note, my son is at home puking his guts out for 2 straight days because he got sick. He got some sort of bug, and we didn't know what it was.
Do you think it was related?
Yes. What was ultimately deemed by the doctor a viral infection manifested in him, my wife, and myself in 3 completely different ways.
That is very weird.
And by day 3, I was struggling to breathe because of the amount of congestion. It wasn't that serious. It's not like, oh my God, Matt's dying. No, I was fine. It was just so much congestion. I couldn't really breathe. Still didn't have a voice. Got some pretty strong antibiotics to help with it. I was convinced I had pneummonia. Thankfully, I did not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's scary.
And as soon as those antibiotics got in my system, my body went to war. And I had 2 straight days, like a 36-hour fever of just nonstop sweating. And I lost 6 pounds that I do not have.
I was just going to say, you don't need to be losing weight.
Yeah, I lost 6 pounds that I do not have.
Did you gain them back?
No, not yet.
We need to get you some more, what are they
We're
called?
working on that.
Keep drinking water.
So, yeah, I could go some goldfish right now. But we're on the mend. Voice is still a little bit scratchy. Lungs are a little bit weak. So if I randomly stop talking because of coughing fits, or if Kayla's talking, you just hear someone dying in the background. Hey, that's me.
That's who he is.
But we're fine. No more infection. We're good. We're moving forward. We survived. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody for holding it down while I was gone. And I apologize for missing so much time.
So when you were, obviously you were out this week, and when you talk, this is why I truly don't like doing a solo show. Not because I have to do work. I'm used to doing work. I've been doing project work my whole life. In college, I did all the work for the football players. I was always in a group with them, and I always had to do the work. So it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, however, when you talk for 4 hours straight.
Oh, yeah.
Because I, hate hearing myself for 4 hours straight. Plus, I'm an energy person, so I like being able to, have someone to bounce energy off of.
Right.
But I didn't realize at the end of the week, my voice was going down.
Yep.
And I'm going, you really do, when you talk that much, your vocal cords, something happens to them. And it's you don't even realize that happens. So my dad was in town just crossing through. By the way, wanted to really say, because I know there's people all over that are from all over the place, but praying for my hometown of Spokane, Washington.
Yeah,
they are going through some really crazy wildfires right now.
Eesh.
My whole family's up there.
Oof.
They're all up there for a wedding. So my dad drove through. He said it's awful. I just talked to him about an hour ago. He said it's just ravaged.
The wedding is still on?
Well, they're talking about it.
Oh,
yeah. So I wanted to shout out first my hometown of Spokane. But anyways, he was driving through, so he spent 2 days here. So we went to the Tigers-A's game.
You got to see Max Clark's
on
debut?
Saturday. We saw his second game, which he balled out in that game too. So we're all sitting there, guys. I think it was the 6th inning, maybe 7th. And we had we were right behind the A's dugout, 5 rows up. And all of a sudden, I get an alert from ESPN. And you know me, I'm sports crazy. So I look down immediately. Scooball traded to the Dodgers. And so I, out loud, didn't mean to, but I'm loudmouth. I was like, are you kidding me? Scooball is going to the Dodgers? And we all kind of knew in the back of our head that it could happen, but we're like, nah. All the Detroit Tigers fans, because there were tons there, all turned around and were like, this one guy could not be convinced. And I said, here's my phone, look. And so I had to break the news to a whole bunch of Tigers fan in the middle of the game that Scooball had been traded.
What, did you not expect it?
Well,
it was coming, guys. We all knew this.
I think a lot of people were like, in the back of their mind, knew it could happen. Well, they knew that he was going to be traded. But I think everybody was just in the back of their mind saying, please not the Dodgers, please not the Dodgers, please not the Dodgers.
Scooby-Dooby Dodger has been known since this season began.
It's just disgusting.
As soon as we knew, thank you, Bert.
All right,
I
don't think so.
No, we're off to a great start.
I think he's trying to
great start
to loosen you up here.
My lungs feel better because of that. I appreciate that. Don't you of all people besmirching one of my jokes?
I got 3 denials on Friday.
Good, because you deserve them.
I'd worked my ass off all week.
Well, that's true.
Putting together every segment, and I couldn't even get a cha-ching.
Speaking as a dad and speaking for all dads, just because you work your ass off doesn't mean your jokes land.
My jokes were good. You want to know what it was? No
sure.
more scattaboo-boos. Because he said that he was not going to any longer do black backflips. Anthony didn't like it. No more scattaboo-boos? That's awesome.
It was contextual. I don't think it hit in the moment.
Because I was tired, Anthony. I was on my last leg.
Yeah, I think it might have been a delivery issue.
All my other limbs were down. And just imagine one leg, and I'm trying to push.
Forgive me for not having
push across the finish line.
Forgive me for not having sympathy for your voice going out while I was dying at home. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about Scooble to the Dodgers and
I
how
know.
gross it is on today's show. The good, if there's anything good about being sick and bedridden, is that I had plenty of time to read and listen to plenty of NBA, NFL stuff, to this show, to all the shows. So y'all kept me company, and probably why it took so damn long for me to recover. Yes, I blame y'all. But I've heard a lot and seen a lot of people just straight up labeling the Sacramento Kings as the worst team in the NBA. And I actually like it. I actually am good with it. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on this. We'll talk about that at 11 o'clock. Plus, in continuing with our Kings talk, why I think Dylan Cardwell will actually play more minutes than Maxime Reynaud to start the season. I think it's out of necessity for the Kings, and it has everything to do with Domantas Sabonis.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that coming up in today's show, too. But, Kayla, there is so much happening at Niners training camp that I have been itching to talk to you about. There's the positive and the negative of that wide receiver room. The return of Deebo Samuel, which I think is really cool and really fun, even though I'm questioning, like, what does it look like? But Deebo being back and seeing all the videos and the pictures and the responses has been really cool. And then there's the other side of it, which is Ricky Pearsall done for the season already. Yeah. So where do you want to start, Deebo or Ricky?
Let's start with Deebo. We actually had that discussion on our show, and then 5 hours later, the signing happened. So it was hilarious because we were like, just
Kayla calls her shot again.
Yeah, sign into a 1-year deal. But honestly, we said it the week before. I'd been all about it because I'm like, why wouldn't you? What are you losing in a situation where you're signing him to a cheap 1-year deal? And that was without us knowing that week before that Pearsall was even injured again. And so when that happened, I think it really did kind of breathe a little bit of energy into that group. Because, Matt, I said this on the show when I came back from training camp on Wednesday. There was a little bit of a dullness in the air in Santa Clara in that training camp. There's just not
like familiarity.
No, like there just wasn't energy there. Like
really?
There was just they were not in pads yet because they got into pads on Friday.
Right.
But I think that was the one that they had learned that Ricky had been dealing with the swelling in the knee.
Kyle Shanahan stuff.
Kyle Shanahan. So there was just a little bit of like a non-energy feeling. And I'm so used to being at camps and it's just instant energy. You just feel and hear the pads like, knocking and the guys going back and forth. But when they signed Deebo, and then I think that practice there, the practice after where they learned they signed Deebo wasn't there yet. Drake Greenlaw, Fred Warner were getting into it with guys. Like there were little like tiffs. And I was like, there's the energy that I knew belonged in this group. But, a Deebo signing kind of brought it back. So I'm excited to see how they utilize him. I think people are going a little bit overboard. I personally don't think he's the 2. I think a lot of people think just because Pearsall's out, he is automatically the 2. I think Stribling could very well be the 2 because from all accounts, he's looking really, really good. Mm-hmm. And if he can take on that manage or that load of information and learn quick, which it seems he's doing, I think he could work his way to the 2.
I would argue, too, in a Kyle Shanahan system, the 2 might change depending upon the matchup. Yep. And we've seen this. We saw it with Juwan Jennings over the last couple of years. There are some games where Juwan Jennings would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then other games where he'd kind of disappear, not because he was bad, but because he wasn't getting targeted as much because it was very clear the Niners were trying to exploit something else. So it might be week 1, Stribling. Mm-hmm. Week 2, Deebo. Week 3, who the hell knows? Mike Evans might even drop to 2 and Stribling goes to number 1. I don't know. It just depends on the matchups at times. Quick sidebar, really, really quickly. I don't want to get too far down this rabbit trail, but you mentioned vibes at training camp.
Yeah.
I don't know how I stumbled into Cleveland Browns Twitter and Cleveland Browns training camp vibes.
Yeah.
But did you see any of the stuff?
Which one? Because there's a couple things we noted last
The Deshaun
week.
Watson 3 interceptions in 1 practice period.
And then you saw Shadur's dad was there.
Oh, Deion was there?
Yeah, Deion was there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I don't know how I stumbled across this, but Watson was so bad on this particular day of training camp. It was it wasn't just Cleveland Browns Twitter as in fans.
Sure.
We're talking Cleveland Browns sports figures, writers and beat writers covering the Browns going, just name Sanders the starter.
I agree. He's been really efficient in camp, by the way. I know people don't like him mostly because of his dad. First of all, he's not his dad. Again, you have to really give him a chance to show you what he's like.
Yeah.
He's a really kind, actually, person, and he's really good with the community. He gives back a lot.
I met him very briefly.
Kevin
John and I met him very briefly on Radio Row in Las Vegas during the Super Bowl. And he wasn't doing interviews, but the thing about Kevin John from ABC 10 is Kevin will walk up and try and interview anybody. He just he doesn't care. He just does no fear of rejection in that sense. So we walked up to Shadur, and Shadur politely turned him down for an interview, but still talked to him for a minute or two. And I was there and chatted with me a little bit, and he was super nice.
Yeah,
super nice.
I'm personally rooting for him because rooting for failure is never a cool thing.
No,
but because of the situation there and Deshaun Watson just having had so many chances, I just want a young guy that people kind of believe in to take over.
I agree.
So,
transitioning back to the Deebo conversation.
Yeah.
Did you ever cover or meet LaShawn McCoy?
Never ever covered or met him.
Well, I've actually really enjoyed listening to him talk football.
I like him.
I think he does a phenomenal job breaking down football.
Yeah.
And here's what he had to say about Deebo Samuel, and he's very high on Deebo Samuel. When John Lynch, talked about using him all over the field, running back, receiver, special teams, Deebo has something to prove. Mm-hmm. All these new pieces that the 49ers are bringing in here, he's like, let me let you all know this is my show. Look at his body. It looks like Deebo got humbled. It looks like he went out there feeling himself in Washington and things didn't work out. Now he's back to show the world that he is Deebo. I think he's going to have a big-ass year this year. That's LaShawn McCoy's words, not mine. I truly believe that.
I love that.
So he believes in Deebo. And kind of at the time where the Niners have high expectations and Deebo has been associated with the Niners, this is also very much a prove-it time for Deebo. While it's also a prove-it time for Mike Evans, it's a prove-it time for a lot of those guys individually and as a team, which, hey, hungry dogs typically will fight for the food.
You know what you're getting yourself into and what the expectations are if you are a 49er this year and you're really above the age of 29. Because you know you are one of those pieces that they picked to bring here or that was already there or gave an extension to. And you know that a lot rides on this core group. And I would put now, with Deebo back in Santa Clara, I would put him in that group of 30 plus that knows the system, that knows the expectations that come with it. I mean, he was a guy that was removed from the core and then put back in the core.
Right.
And now he is reunited with that group, and hence why you see all of them retweeting his stuff and all of them putting out video shout outs. And there was even stuff going back to, I think, what was it? Last year at the Super Bowl, George Kittle talking about Deebo and a reunion and stuff. So it's been something that they've wanted, I think. Mm-hmm. But now he knows, I've got to do my part. Now, whether that be being the receiver that gets 800 plus yards, which I think is a little too much expectation for him, just give me like 750, maybe 800, and be that third guy and be that gadget guy when needed. And that's enough if you can have Stribling and Mike Evans do their part.
Right.
I don't think he needs to be counted on to be the top wide receiver.
I mean, if you think about it from the sense of what does Brock Purdy have? Brock Purdy has a option that he's never had in Mike Evans to wear. Mike was talking about this at training camp, and I heard a clip of this, and I love it. Like, you think about the concept of coverage, and a guy is covered if a DB is within a foot of him. Like, that's considered
Correct.
like smothering coverage. But for Mike Evans, it's, hey, a DB could be right up on me, pause, but you throw the ball up in the air, I'm going to go and get it, and I'm not covered when I'm up in the air.
And you saw that video of training camp.
Yeah.
He got the one-handed catch.
Which that's what he does.
Yeah.
So you have that now, let's say, to Purdy's left.
Speaking of.
And then to Purdy's right.
Yeah.
You've got Deebo, who, I'll throw a 4 or 5 yard slant route pass to him and then let him turn it into a 15-yard gain on the opposite end of the field. And then I have Stribling, who's also a yak daddy, as Kayla likes to call him.
Yak daddy,
a speedster, right? Like, you're just giving variety. And when those guys are on the field at the same time, like Deebo and Mike Evans, or Deebo and Stribling, or a combination of the three of them, are going to be, well, unless you have an extremely deep cornerback room, like, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
The secondary is going to break at some point, and it's up to Brock Purdy to find that break.
Yeah.
And and put that now with Kyle Shanahan play calling. Like, I'm not trying to sell you on something that's going to be phenomenal, but there's weapons there that, regardless of Deebo being 30, people talk about Deebo sometimes like he's up there in age with Trent Williams. He's not. He's 30.
Well, he was healthy last year, too. He played in 17 games.
Yeah.
And for me, like, the health is the biggest part when talking about the Niners that we just don't know, right? There are unknowns. And, anybody can get hurt at any time. But at least knowing he's coming into the year that he played 17 games. And honestly, 700 plus yards, I think 6 touchdowns around that number.
I think you're spot on, but let me see.
And then he had to actually step into a bigger role down the stretch. Like, I think he'll get they're going to get production out of Deebo. And plus, like McCoy said, he was humbled a little. And that's what happens sometimes when you turn 30, and you become a guy that's not the number 1 or number 2 anymore, or not utilized the same as maybe you used to be. So I think you're right, though. I think the combination of familiarity with Deebo, he can hop right back in. He knows the playbook. It's not going to take him long to catch up. Shanahan can now use him as a gadget guy in certain situations. You can really distress the defense when you have now Mike Evans, Deebo Samuel, you got Yak Daddy Stribling, who's also a younger player for you. And then you have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, didn't even mention him.
And have you seen this guy, what he looks like right now in training camp?
He's a beast.
Dude, what are you doing during the offseason? I said he took on the Derrick Henry offseason training.
Yeah,
I really think he did.
The training videos that he's been doing and putting out on his social media are pretty intense.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
For context of the season that Deebo's coming off of, too, 72 receptions last season. That's a significant increase from 51 for the 49ers in 2024. 727 yards, which is an increase from 670 with the Niners. 5 touchdowns compared to 3 with the Niners his last season. But the 2 areas that I think are interesting that went down that are, I think, exciting, his average yards per reception with the Commanders were 10 yards versus 13 with the Niners. The Niners know how to get more yards out of him.
Yep.
And his rushing yards, 75 rushing yards with the Commanders to 136 with the Niners. Right. 2 areas where the Niners really unlocked Deebo went down to expect when he left, but his reception yards went up. So he's improved in areas that the Niners are going to need, but there's also the areas of how Kyle Shanahan has used Deebo in the past that he's going to be able to do it again within reason. The Niners aren't as reliant upon Deebo to be the 1,000-yard receiver in the case of that 2021 season, 1,400 yards. They're not as in need of that now as they were in the last couple of years before he left, even with Brandon Ayuk there. So that, to me, presents opportunity, presents something exciting. At 1 o'clock, by the way, you used the word core. At 1 o'clock when we talk Niners again, I wanted to run something by you, talk with you. Like, we've talked a lot about the Niners' stubbornness.
Yep.
Like, they're so stubborn. They hang on to these guys and this old core and this and that. And I get it. And it's a fair criticism to have, especially when they've dealt with the injury bug as much as they have. But where is the balance between stubbornness and being truly committed to a core that you've built? Because I think there's something also admirable in that you don't really see in pro sports that makes at least me want to root for the Niners more. We'll have that conversation at 1 o'clock because I think that's interesting. But Kayla, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah. So what I'm frustrated with, Matt, and I discussed this on the show last week, is, and I just read an article giving some more insight on this. I personally, I'm not a doctor, but been around a lot of injuries, covered a lot of players who've had injuries, how they've dealt with them, so on and so forth. My personal opinion about Pearsall in last year and the PCL, say that alliteration 500 times, I believe he should have had surgery. And I know that it's been put out that they talked to a team doctor and the team doctor is the one that suggested not to have the team surgery. Now, I don't know. You talk about the stubbornness of the Niners organization. And I think sometimes they are set in the ways of how they like to do things.
For sure.
And in a way, I do feel like, I don't know if it was Pearsall coming to them saying, I don't want to have the surgery yet, or if it was them saying, like, let's just play this out.
Yep.
But I do believe the best thing for him would have had been to have the surgery. Maybe he could have come back this season. Unfortunately, now we waste another year of Ricky Pearsall's older career. Remember, he's an older player. You're wasting the best years of his life. He's going to be out, I believe, the whole rest of the season.
They said for the year.
And then you got him coming back at the age of 26. And what do we even see from a recovery year? Because usually recovery years are tough.
Kayla, he'll be 26 next month.
So he's going to be 27.
Yes.
I'm concerned. I'm frustrated for him. I really am. I really like Pearsall. I think he's a kid who wants to be out there and he fights hard. I think they I'm personally saying this. I'm not saying I know details. I think they botched the whole situation. I think he should have had surgery.
I think that's a fair criticism for sure on the Niners. It's certainly not all on Pearsall. But the problem is the league passes you by.
I know.
And
that's what I'm saying. He's an older player.
With Stribling being drafted, another essentially first-round pick, even though he was the first pick for the Niners in the draft, but first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
With them committing to him, bringing Deebo back, plus this era of Niner football is sunsetting.
Correct.
I'm not saying pull the plug on Ricky Pearsall as a receiver or anything like that. Like, oh, we're done with him. Because the dude was shot in the freaking chest. That's how this whole thing started. But, like, the Niners are naturally going to move on. And life without Pearsall is more common than life with Pearsall for everybody in and outside of that Niners organization.
Yep.
And that's tough to change as one guy coming off of injuries and another surgery that's now going to shut him down for the year.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation, man.
I
feel for him too.
But the league passes you by.
Yep. Doesn't wait on you.
Just the way that it is. We'll take the break. When we come back, Tariq Skubal headed to the Dodgers. Does anyone really even care enough to act surprised? Plus, the Giants made the move we expected them to make. They traded Luis Arias away to the Phillies. What did they get back? We'll talk about that next as the MLB trade deadline is upon us. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is coming home. The 49ers are bringing back the veteran Swiss Army knife on a one-year deal worth up to $7 million. After a season away in Washington, will Deebo be able to pick up where he left off with Kyle Shanahan? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. For your Monday, it's going to be a hot summer day. Make plans accordingly around the heat. Valley highs peak today around 103 to 106. This will be potentially our hottest day of summer so far. We'll ease back down into the upper 60s overnight tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool.
Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
A good place to buy a new truck would be a place known as Truck Country. Folsom Chevy is Truck Country, and now it makes even more sense. Folsom Chevy is offering 0% financing for 5 years, no payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock, and there's a lifetime warranty. Go to Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall or go to folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 finance. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 31st, 2026.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at hagenoaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPfest.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
When you have everything, but there's still apparently more to be had, you could be the Dodgers and just get it.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
No?
I'm like the opposite of the Dodgers in life.
Oh. So like...
I don't get anything I ask for.
Who's the opposite in the MLB?
I mean...
The Angels? No, the Angels do it to themselves. Kayla doesn't self-sabotage. The Angels suck.
Oh, I mean, honestly, we could...
Who is it? Who is the... Like, I would say the A's, but also the A's do it to themselves too, so I'm not giving them that pass.
I mean, I don't know. I could kind of, in a way, except for last year, which I've gotten, I think, close in my career to some good things. I think like the Mariners. Like, they always get so... Like, they work hard to get to that spot.
Maybe.
But then they come up short. And it's just, now they're back to the beginning. Because they're not going to get back there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Tariq Skubal's a Dodger. Duh.
Great.
Duh.
I don't care.
We've talked about this since the season started. As soon as we knew, the Tigers aren't going to be very good.
So annoying.
Tariq Skubal's going to be on the trade block. Guess who's number one favorite to somehow get him? Oh, it's the Dodgers, who could trade you pennies for him. Now that's not.
But this isn't even fun.
Of course not.
Wait, this isn't even fun. The Dodgers, by the way, when it comes down to it, they really owe $1.1 billion in deferred money to players. That's disgusting.
Yeah, through like
That's stupid.
2049.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. The one thing I've always thought about too is, okay, we're going to go through a bloodbath of a lockout, right? This is going to take a long time. We might not have a season next year. Players and owners are going to go at it. It's going to be rough. And whatever solution they come to, what does that mean for the money that's currently owed to these players? Oh, okay, so there's now a salary cap for the Dodgers, but they still have $1.1 billion in deferred money. So how much of the cap does that eat versus, like, what does this mean? Like, how is this going to change? And like the Dodgers are a glorified all-star team, and they've continued to be a glorified all-star team. And look, the World Series last year was sensational. With the Dodgers and Blue Jays and all the fireworks and the Blue Jays having talent themselves, but not certainly being to the level of the Dodgers, nearly taking the World Series from them. Like, there is still enough competition in baseball for people to tune in and be interested in. And like when the Dodgers, if they meet up with the Phillies in the playoffs, for example, like that's going to be really, really entertaining. So it's not just the Dodgers league to win and everybody else bow down and get out the way. Like, there's still going to be competition. But we dealt with year upon year upon year in the NBA of, it's the Warriors and Cavs in the NBA Finals. And even still, that was more compelling, and the regular season was more compelling than baseball that's already struggling in terms of popularity, already has a long-ass season that people check out of for months. And now you have the casual fan going, what's the point of me even watching regular season baseball, period? Because I know the Los Angeles All-Stars, a.k.a. the Dodgers, are just going to make a World Series run because they have bought the greatest baseball talent ever assembled. It's absurd.
So since 2000, let's go back to 2017. They have been since 2017 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships.
Wow.
Yeah, and they haven't won all those, but they've been to 5 of them, which, like,
They've won 2 of them, right? Or 3 of them. I think they've won.
Let's see. They won last year, obviously, right? And then they won, and then they beat the Yankees. Yeah. And then let's see here.
I think there's another one in there.
I'm looking at the series here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do.
No. You're fine. Keep talking, and I'll figure out here.
Because they should have had the one against the Astros, but there was, of course, the famous cheating scandal. So that's one of them.
So they lost that one.
They got their asterisk.
The Boston Red Sox. They got blasted by them.
Didn't they have the asterisk here with the shortened season? They won with the lockout. They won. So they have 3 out of 5.
Yep, 3 out of 5. It's a lot. That's a lot, and I'm not saying it's not good for baseball. That's the thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing the Dodgers are in the postseason every year. I mean, they're a major market. It's like when the Yankees are in there.
And we all want to see Shohei Ohtani. Like, he's an international icon.
But it just puts them to a level where everybody else now is just like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, all right, well, they're winning it again. And nothing is guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed this year that they're going to win it again. But they are the very, very, very heavy favorite. And I do think then at a point now, it's kind of like making MLB fans and fans of their teams a little discouraged, because on the horizon, by the way, it looks like they're going to the lockout. So we went from having all this momentum in baseball to now, like, the Dodgers probably going to win another one, and now there's probably going to be a lockout.
I mean, baseball just needs just needs a lot of self-examination. Yeah. Because the best thing about baseball recently was the World Baseball Classic, which had a tremendous amount of parity because of the distribution of talent. And you look at the other major American sports, NBA has a different champion for, 8 straight years? The parity in the NBA is incredible. The parity in the NFL is incredible right now because of the distribution of talent. College football, later on in the show,
that's a whole different story.
We're going to talk, they're expanding their college football playoff to now 12 teams, but ESPN labeled 31 teams that have chances, really, really good chances to be in the college football playoff. There's parity because of the amount of talent and the distribution of talent. And you have baseball, MLB, that's been struggling and losing popularity and not being able to keep up with these other major sports that are blatantly doing the opposite. Fine, give all the talent to the Dodgers who do it effectively and the Mets who don't. It's just, look around you. Look at what people want. Look at what succeeds and look at your model that clearly fails. And what do you want to continue to bet on? And then you talk about stubbornness from Manfred all the way through baseball. It's just reeks of stubbornness. And Tariq Skubal to the Dodgers is just another symptom of that stubbornness.
So I guess why I am confused, and again, I'm not a player, so I don't live a life of having millions of dollars, and I'm not saying they don't earn it, but I do think in a little bit of a way, sometimes these players forget the reality of life and the reality of there's fans paying all this money to come see their teams, and they want their teams to be winning championships, and they want it to mean something.
Right.
But the players obviously don't care that the Dodgers are getting whatever they want.
No, because it sets the precedent that they can also get whatever they want.
But in reality, majority of them are not getting that.
Right.
So let's be smarter as a whole in terms of MLB.
But
in terms of
to the defense of the players, I agree with you. Actually, 100% I agree with you because competition should be over everything, and there's a lack of competition throughout the Major League Baseball, and I think players are aware of that, and they just don't care because of the money. Where I side with the players is what the owners are going to try and implement is a salary cap under the guise of competitive balance, but in reality, it's going to keep the owners from paying more to the players while pocketing more themselves.
But it's just
a greed grab.
But that's something that Rob Manfred, when they go in for these discussions, there needs to be fairness to it.
Sure, but Manfred's a puppet for the owners.
And that's the unfortunate part. So I do understand that with the play. I do understand that. But they're also the only league right now that
1,000%.
There's not a salary cap, and it's a nightmare.
1,000%.
It's a nightmare, and I do believe they become a little spoiled.
Right.
Now, I don't side with owners by any means. The owners are not people I care for.
Sure.
But there needs to be something in terms of discussions where then they're not scared that happens. But this is what happens when you get greedy people.
Yep. Everybody wants a bite at the apple.
It's a mess.
The apple's big. There's a lot of money there. Clearly a lot of money to be had if you have the payroll in the pockets of the Dodgers or the Mets or the Yankees.
By the way, real quick, Nick Wagner, a good friend that covers the Niners for ESPN. Wide receiver Mike Evans, quad strain, not practicing today.
Stribling didn't practice yesterday or a couple days ago?
I don't remember that one.
I think, was it Stribling?
I don't know.
I could have sworn Stribling missed a day.
Okay, maybe I missed that. And then running back Kalian Black has an abductor injury, not practicing. Let's just hope these don't turn into anything, please.
Did I just fever dream Stribling not?
No, you probably saw it.
Yeah, he missed.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, good.
What did he have?
Hamstrings. I think it was preventative more than anything else. But
I'll believe it when I see it.
Niners and injuries. No, you don't. You're what? No way. It's Monday. That means Q and K with Kayla Anderson's. Kayla's got her Q and K for us here. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll dive into Sacramento Kings talk. The Kings are being widely projected as the worst team in the NBA. Is it fair? Probably. Do I like it? Actually, yeah. We'll talk about that at 11 o'clock. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is coming home. The 49ers are bringing back the veteran Swiss Army knife on a one-year deal worth up to $7 million. After a season away in Washington, will Deebo be able to pick up where he left off with Kyle Shanahan? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878. 800-948-7878.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Maida Subaru says yes to big savings on the new Subaru you want during the sizzling summer sales event on now. Visit MaidaSubaru.com today for special spring savings on over 225 new and certified pre-owned Subarus.
Made a great deal at Maida.
It's time for Q&K. Kayla's got questions. We've got answers. It's Q&K on Matt and Kayla.
After a whole week of Kayla Anderson, now
sorry, people. Wasn't my discussion.
What do you mean sorry, people?
Because I feel bad for people that just had to hear me blab.
I had Deuce Mason texting in the first segment saying you're back, and then a gif of being mad about it. I'm pretty sure people tuned in, heard my voice, and went, nope. Don't like him.
We're better as a duo.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, especially because we can get back to the traditional Q&K segment. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Q&K with Kayla Anderson is right now. Kayla, what you got for us?
We were just talking about commissioners. It's funny that we were just saying that because it leads into my Q&K.
Everyone's favorite topic.
I know, right? I mean, overall, guys, commissioners are never somebody who we really love. It's hard to find one and be like, oh, we just love that commissioner.
If they're doing their job right, they probably shouldn't be fully loved.
Because there's
or fully hated.
There's stuff that comes along with it, right? Okay, so recently I was reading an article, and I did not even know this, but NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's contract actually expires in March of next year. And if owners do not work out a new deal, he could be gone. He could be no longer the commissioner. Now, personally, I don't think this is going to happen, but there is always a chance, and they're already getting people lined up in case that is what happens, right? So my question to you guys, to listeners, do you think Goodell is currently the best option, or do you think he has done too much to, be like, I don't like him? There's been too many incidences with players that he hasn't dealt with right. Whatever it might be that they need to move forward. You don't need to have a replacement, but I'm just saying, do you feel like what Goodell has done up to this point is good enough that he should remain the commissioner of the NFL?
Not only do I think Roger Goodell is the right guy for the job, I think Roger Goodell might have the number one spot right now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, as the number one commissioner in American sports. Adam Silver has fumbled his way through the last couple of years. Now, while Adam Silver has also done great things in the NBA as well, Adam Silver is very fundamentally making massive changes to the NBA at a time where the NBA is growing, and he did negotiate the new CBA without a lockout and stuff like that. So, hey, Adam Silver for that. But the NFL is king, and it continues to be king, and it continues to grow and make a crap ton of money, and Roger Goodell's been at the center of it. It's fun to boo Roger Goodell when he's up there announcing draft picks and stuff like that, and that's just a tradition in sports. But to me, that's what it is. It's a tradition. It's not out of a place of spite and hate. Has Goodell made bad decisions and done bad things as the time as his NFL commissioner period? Yes. But for the most part, in a weird way, I trust Roger Goodell with the NFL being the entity that it is. So, I mean, re-up. Yeah. Bring him back and keep the train rolling. That's what I would do if I was the NFL.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else that could ever do it. It's such a bloated organization. It's the biggest sport in the United States.
Right.
And it's
by far
billions of dollars run through the NFL. And you just kind of, who runs that? I don't know. I don't know how you even do that.
And so much of Goodell's job is personality management. And you have from owners to players to coaches.
And it's most players, because they have the rosters that are huge.
The amount of personalities in the NFL that transcend dollar figures and power and corporate. I mean, it's just insane. And Goodell's been able to handle that. That's a job that you get paid well for sure. Yeah. But I would not envy anyone really having that job and having to put out the fires that I'm sure Goodell has to put out.
I think overall, guys, he has done a pretty good job of growing the NFL. I think we're a little bit too overdoing the international games. I don't know if we need to pile them on every year that much.
That's fair.
I don't necessarily think not having real conversation about just every year adding, it seems we're going to get to the 18-game schedule. I think that stuff maybe needs to be discussed more with the Players Association and come to a real good plan on what that means if they truly do go to 18. Because again, these guys this is a difficult, they play once a week, but they are their bodies are being decimated.
Yeah.
And so they have to continue to prioritize player safety. And I think that's one thing he could do better at. And then also the domestic violence stuff and some of the stuff that is happening in the offseason where it just takes forever for them to even decide as a league and those players are just continuing to play. Yeah. So those are the two things I think he could be better at. But overall, I think he does a pretty good job with the league and growing it, and obviously the numbers show it. So
is that a crazy thing to say that Goodell is I don't even think it's close. I think he's done a significantly better job than Adam Silver in terms of being a commissioner. And we don't even have to bring up Rob Manfred. The dude sucks. Like, he's just bottom of the totem pole. Yeah, he is.
Gary Bettman is not bad. I will say this. Gary Bettman's old school for NHL. But Gary Bettman does care a lot about the sport. And I think he's tried to do a lot with what they have.
Yeah.
We did a whole drill on Friday. Like, Macklin Celebrini's contract is ridiculously low.
Right.
But that's just hockey. So you can only do with so much because of the TV contracts and
that's what separates like the major
money.
Status. Because National Hockey League is huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive league, and it's a big deal.
But it doesn't bring in as much money as these other leagues.
Not even close.
Yeah. So I think Gary's doing, for the most part. Yeah. There's always things you could do better at. I think he's done a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
Given what it's,
Well, the NHL is
what's worth
is prospering. I mean, are they not? Like, the NHL has been doing really, really well.
Yeah, I would say so.
But it's in a different tax bracket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't name another commissioner that's better than Roger Goodell, and I think it's just like you got to keep this giant boat afloat, and it's really hard to not be under scrutiny from every side. And I feel like Goodell just has done a good job not being that compared to all the other ones. It's been really bad for like. Adam Silver is currently dealing with a lot of stuff. I think that he's closer to like David Stern. I feel like David Stern did a lot with the NBA, and people didn't necessarily like him. I don't necessarily like Roger
wasn't
Goodell.
He respected?
Yeah, very much so.
And I think that's what's going on.
He was a hard ass.
But that's good sometimes.
And Goodell can be a little clowny at times.
Oh, sure.
But while I'm sure you could find instances of Goodell kind of stumbling and saying the wrong things, like, he has not put his foot in his mouth nearly as much as Adam Silver has in the last year. Mm-hmm. Just the last season. The amount of times Adam Silver stepped in front of a microphone or in an interview and just said the wrong thing.
And he seems like a pushover.
Maybe.
Yeah, it just reads that way. Like, even if it's not true, it just reads that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Commissioner Silver because he allows the league to still let the Kings be bad. And I blame him, not the Kings. It's not our fault.
God.
It's the man.
God.
The man
Adam
pushing
Silver?
the Kings down. Well, I use that to transition into Sacramento Kings talk. In the next segment, the Kings are widely being labeled as the worst team in the NBA. FanDuel's projected them, their over-unders for their win totals are the lowest by a pretty significant margin of anybody in the NBA. We've talked about the Kings and their fight to avoid the relegation zone. That's true. But is the Kings being labeled as bad as they're being labeled and just dismissed out the gate, is it a good thing? I think it is. And we'll talk about that. Plus, the Russell Westbrook slander continues. We'll talk about that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Chevy is the heartbeat of America, and there's a big upside to buying and driving a new Chevy Silverado half-ton truck. There's the lifetime warranty, not to mention the selection, from a two-wheel drive to a four-wheel drive, the LT, RST, High Country, you name it. There's an even bigger upside to buying a new Silverado at Folsom Chevy. General Manager Eric Wilson and his team are offering 0% financing for 5 years and no payments for 90 days during the entire month of July. On all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock, an incredible deal. Folsom Chevy is truck country. You can find them off Highway 50 at the Folsom Auto Mall between the Hazel and Folsom exits. Find out more at folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per $1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 31st, 2026.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Jeremy.
I've been a RockAuto.com customer for over 15 years, and now even my kids order their parts there. Prices are always far lower than the local auto parts store. Selection is massive, and the site makes it unbelievably easy to find exactly what we need. Every order shows up fast, and the quality is always top tier. RockAuto.com has earned my trust for life, and I highly recommend them.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Breaking news from Jeff Passan covering the Major League Baseball trade deadline. The San Francisco Giants are sending left-handed pitcher Robbie Ray to their division rivals, the San Diego Padres. We'll see more details of that trade when we get it. Also, the Tampa Bay Rays are acquiring catcher Liam Hicks from the Miami Marlins. Hooray.
Deadline's 3rd, right, of August?
I think so. Baseball.
So tomorrow?
Yeah. No, today.
Oh, gosh, today's the 3rd?
Yeah.
As I'm saying that, I'm like, I didn't even know it was the 3rd. All right.
'Tis the day.
Today is the day.
Yeah, good for I expected Robbie Ray to be on the move. Good on the Giants, I guess, for setting him free.
Whatever that means.
We'll see what they get back in return. We have not seen any of that yet. While I was bedridden all week, Kayla, did a lot of reading, listening to the show. Heard you guys, as well as Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross and Whitey and Allen talking about like the over-unders for win total set. Mm-hmm. It was 21.5.
Yeah,
for the
pretty
Kings,
low.
Which, full disclosure, I am not by any means someone to be giving you advice on any sports gambling. Participate in that in any way that you want to. I personally do not touch these over and unders for wins. But if I were to, and I'm not being facetious, genuinely, I don't do it.
I don't either.
I would take that over so quick.
Yeah.
I would take that over so quick. I think this roster is more cohesive, and the injuries that they dealt with last year, I am refusing to believe they'll deal with anything similar or worse this year.
They're not the Niners.
Knock on all the freaking wood. Yeah, there's no substation next to the Kings practice facility.
Thank goodness.
Right.
By the way, that was a little jarring.
What, the picture? Yeah, seeing it? Yeah, it's right there.
Seeing it in person, I was like,
right there.
I just, sorry.
Yeah. Did your legs feel weaker?
I don't
Did you stand up and your ACL popped?
No, I mean, hopefully I wasn't there long enough.
True. Good point. Yeah, the substation joke in San Francisco will never get old.
Goodness.
But I definitely think the Kings will win more than 22 games or 22 or more games, which remember, they were 22-60 last season. I don't think this Kings team is worse. I don't understand how people think the Kings this season are going to be worse than last season unless you're basing it completely on the fact that tanking doesn't exist anymore and everybody's going to be trying to win. And if that's the case, then I guess I agree with that. which is why I've always said that the Kings are going to be fighting like hell to avoid the relegation zone. But I think, like, what's the number? What's the number that escapes the relegation zone? Is it 30 wins? I think the Kings can get there. But you look at power rankings now, guys. ESPN's power rankings. The Kings are 30th.
Yep.
Dead last. You look at NBA.com's power rankings. Now, they do it weird. It's like, here's the Eastern Conference power rankings and the Western Conference power rankings. We're the NBA. We do it differently. Woo. In the Western Conference power rankings, the Kings are 15th out of 15. Dead last. And I see all this. And by the way, when you read ESPN's like power rankings, their entire explanation has nothing to do with this year's team.
Of course it doesn't.
It's all like,
of course it doesn't.
well, the Kings have sucked forever, and they typically don't retain their draft picks, so they're going to be 30th. Okay, like, it's just low-hanging fruit stuff. And it didn't even make me mad. I actually like it. I actually really like that. Yes, write the Kings off. Put zero expectations on the Sacramento Kings and truly give them 2 national TV games and then F off. Leave us alone. Let the Sacramento Kings fight like hell to avoid the relegation zone, because I think it's a 5-team race. I think it's the Kings. I think it's the Grizzlies, probably. I think it's the Pelicans. I think it's the Bucks. And I think it's the Nets.
Yeah.
I think those are the 5
teams. That's what I would
teams.
say, too.
Those are the 5 teams that are going to be, and there's 3 relegation zone spots.
Yeah.
5 teams are going to be battling it out to avoid that spot.
To stay out of it, right?
I do think the Kings are going to be a relegation team.
Yeah, they very well might be.
I don't think they're going to be.
Very well might be.
I don't think they're going to be the bottom, but I think they're going to be a relegation zone team more than likely, the way it shakes out because of this new draft lottery system. But the Kings got themselves into trouble in the first place and made the bad trade of De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine and fired Mike Brown out of panic, all because of this ridiculous internal and external pressure they got to make the play-in at least. And even that's like a letdown, but they got to do that at least. And they made short-sighted, stupid decisions because of it. Yes, let the world write them off as the worst team so they can do what's most important, develop talent and establish an identity, and hopefully win basketball games and become fun because of it.
We shouldn't be surprised, and I don't think anyone's surprised by them being ranked dead last in almost everything that comes out. Now, the only thing that they weren't, that we saw last week, and we did a little exercise on it, is Bleacher Report put them as the 28th worst starting roster. Or starting lineup, excuse me. So they weren't dead last.
Hooray!
Which I was like, all right, that belonged to the Bucks. But all these other models, yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty easy, Matt, at this point, and I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of it has just been, what have you done? And it's not been a lot to put the Kings at the bottom. They don't really have to explain it because they're like, well, they're just a crap show.
I'm just waiting for somebody to put the correct explanation. And the correct explanation for having the Kings at 30 is last season, before everybody started blatantly tanking, the Kings were dead last.
Right.
And at that time, we were celebrating it. We're like, good. Hold on to that spot. They didn't. The Wizards got it. Oh, and lo and behold, they won the lottery and got AJ DeBonsa. Oh, but we're past that. But that's the correct explanation. Before everybody started blatantly tanking, the Kings were the worst team in the league last year. To which then I would counter with, because they were riddled with injuries. If Sabonis plays 60-plus games, if Keegan Murray plays 60-plus games, if Zach LaVine on a contract year plays 60-plus games, which I believe he could have done last season, but the Kings were more than happy to shut him down. This Kings team is going to be better, in my opinion, than they were last season. This Kings team is going to win more than 22 games.
Yeah, I hope so, first of all.
With Acuff in addition.
But I think, we had Dave go on that whole rant about, like, don't get excited about this season.
Doom and gloom, Dave.
Yeah, don't have expectations that are high. And in a way, I understand that. And I do think Kings fans are smart enough. They don't need to necessarily be told that at this point. I think Kings fans want to be excited about this season just for the fact that there is a new face here.
Yep.
He is supposed to be the future of your franchise. Now, will there be growing with Acuff? I believe the best thing about Acuff is he might start out with, there's going to be questions on certain things, but I do believe he will get better and he should get better. But it's just one of those teams that I don't know really what to expect wins out of him. And that's why I don't even want to really go down that direction. I just want to go down the direction of, is this Kings team going to improve throughout the season?
Right.
So it might be a rough start,
Yep.
but are we going to see the progression we need to see, that at some point we're like, okay, this is partly what we're viewing the future as.
Yep.
Now, once we get moving on from some of these large contracts, then you get some other pieces in here. Oh, okay, now I can really visualize it. But I want to see the youth continue to grow, to continue to develop, especially Acuff, especially some of these young guys, and I will feel okay about that. Now, I don't want to be in the relegation zone either, but I think that is going to be what it is at this point. We're just going to have to see that at the end.
Well, just fight. Like, you have your own, like I said, kind of 5, maybe 6 if you want to throw like the Bulls in there if you want to, but I wouldn't. Like, you have a 16 bracket, let's call it, that is your season, which is the relegation zone bracket at the bottom.
Sure.
And you just got to find a way not to be the three worst. I expect they're going to be one of the 3 worst.
They might be.
I just expect that.
Yeah.
But truth be told, Kayla, I don't give a damn about wins and losses this year. I don't.
Right.
There's no reason to root for losses because of the lottery system.
Mm-hmm.
We can all, as a fan base, root for wins for 2 reasons. 1, to avoid the relegation zone, but also 2, to hopefully like win games because you're establishing your identity.
For sure.
That's what's most important. I don't care about wins and losses. I care about, is this young group getting better? Are the Kings winning basketball games because Acuff is getting better and this more cohesive roster is playing the brand of basketball that the executives, that Scott Perry, that Doug Christie are saying? Or are they winning because Zach LaVine scored 35? You can get a win or 2 in there where Zach LaVine goes off. Great. He did that in Miami last year. Great. But if that's the way you're winning, if you're winning because Domantas Sabonis is carrying you, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I care about this team developing. Like, we should, if we get to the point where we're at game 82 and we look back and think back to, hey, you remember that press conference where Scott Perry randomly did a media scrum in the practice facility before Summer League, and he basically let it be known that we didn't do a good enough job establishing our identity last season, and that's the goal for this season. And the identity still hasn't been established. Well, you're damn right Doug Christie shouldn't have his job at that point.
Right.
But then if we get through this season and that identity still isn't at least partially established, even that feels like a low bar. Now we're talking about wasted time and massive reevaluation needing to happen. But wins and losses truly don't matter to me. The relegation zone, so be it. You have one less ping pong ball. The new lottery system is a crapshoot anyway.
Yeah.
Just focus on you.
Focus on the development of these guys. And Dwayne in here says, what other pieces, with no Domas and Zach, people really think things will be better and a free agent can come here? Really? But Dwayne, that's the reality. This is going to, in 2 years, Domas and Zach are probably not going to be on the team.
Well, Zach's going to be gone in a year.
Yeah, and I don't know about Domas's future. I have no clue. I think the clue is they were trying to get rid of him in the offseason and by the trade deadline. But they couldn't do that, and hopefully they can work him in here well with the young Acuff, and he can help Acuff as well. But that's the whole point of under Scott Perry, Dwayne, is they're trying to get to a place where they can attract more free agents.
That's the point.
Right? I mean, that's what you have to hope for.
That's the point. And shout out Dwayne. Dwayne has the wounded Kings fan reality that I have and most of us in this city have.
I get that.
Which has never been a free agency destination and stuff like that. If it's Scott Perry's job to try and change that. It's Scott Perry's job to try and fix that and to attract talent however way he can possibly attract talent, whether it's getting involved in Kuminga, getting involved in Duren, which, again, people would freak out about anyway. Dwayne, I don't know specifically. I don't remember specifically if you had an opinion on the Jalen Duren thing, but I remember people getting mad in Sacramento. I mean, Whitey kind of doing it as a bit, but Whitey's like, oh, we got played. It's like, you want the Kings to be involved, but then they try and get involved and you get mad that they're getting involved because in your mind, it's never going to happen. Well, it's certainly never going to happen if you don't take a shot. And all you can do this season is with the pieces that you have here. And I will say this for Scott, has he built a better roster? I don't know, but he's built a more cohesive roster. This roster is the first time, maybe since Beam Team 1, where you can look at what the team is trying to be and the pieces that they have and go, okay, I see it.
Sure.
I still have questions about Zach LaVine, still have questions about Domantas Sabonis, still have questions about Malik Monk, those three in particular on how they fit with the whole defensive side of things. And Acuff certainly has a question mark above his head, but he's 19 years old. There's time on his side, not an established talent like those other three names that I listed there. But other than that, from Keegan Murray to DeAndre Hunter, like the Kings have acquired Precious Achiuwa, Dylan Cardwell. The Kings have acquired talent that it makes sense when I say defensive first. We don't immediately roll our eyes and go, well, he's never going to do that. Like that, I see it. So give me 82 games of point A to point Z, this team getting better. And however the wins and losses shake out, I don't care. If you tell me the Kings are going to lose 50 games this season, but 30 some odd of those wins, hopefully more than that, but 30 some odd of those wins are the losses like that loss against Cleveland in Sacramento last season, where the Kings took the Cavs to the brink and just came up short. Or the Kings push the Philadelphia 76ers and the new look Sixers all the way to the brink, but they all end up losing. Or they fall just short in an overtime game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sign me the hell up. That's fun basketball that I think this team is capable of playing if they play to the identity that they're trying to establish. That's all I care about this season.
Well, and I would also say, because I don't think Scott Perry has to tell either one of these guys in terms of Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine that you need to get yourself in a good position for the future, because your future's probably not here. I would think Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine are going to do everything they can to go out there this year and try to help this team win, to make their value higher or have them be more wanted in the league.
Yeah.
Whether that be at the trade deadline or after this year. I mean, they want to do that. There's no way they want to go out there and not be able to help this team win or showcase their best self. Now, we have to see it happen, especially with Zach LaVine. But I would assume like they have something to prove as well.
Yeah. Drew Down, I mean, we're pretty much saying the same thing here. He says the priority should be developing the young talent.
Yeah.
Yes, that is essentially establishing the identity through the young core that you're building here. But while Zach LaVine is here, and despite the rumors and speculation going around and stuff that was aggregated improperly, like he's not going anywhere. And Sabonis is here. He's not going anywhere unless the Kings use them in a way to where they can increase their value so the Kings can cash in on that. Because if, let's say, like all of us, I think a good portion of us are kind of, hey, we're ready for the Kings to move on from the Zach LaVine era. But there will still be outcry and uproar if Zach LaVine isn't traded. And the Kings go into next offseason and poof, Zach LaVine's money off the books and he goes as an unrestricted free agent and signs somewhere else. You know what the narrative is going to be? The Kings traded their best player in De'Aaron Fox for a 2.5-year rental of Zach LaVine that didn't mean anything. Oh, you didn't get anything for him. Well, you got to play the dude to increase the value to try and get something for him. So there's a balance here. It's not black and white. The Kings can't just throw out a starting five of 21-year-olds. They can't. That doesn't do anything for them. They have Sabonis here. Sabonis can help the development of Darius Acuff Jr. in particular, which is what I'm looking at, while also hopefully being a good mentor and good helper working with Maxime Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell. Plus, you want Domas to increase his trade value so you can move on from him and cash in on the value that you're looking for, which is multiple draft picks or a good player in return. Zach LaVine, you want to try and have his value increase on a contract year where he's individually motivated. You need the three-point shooting that he provides because you were terrible at a three-point shooting last year. You want him to increase his value so that you can turn an expiring contract into maybe a first-round pick or a player at the trade deadline. Like you have to balance these things. And so many times people want to go all in on just one area, and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, this is a weird. I kept saying this, like it, whatever you want to call it. It's not they haven't done anything yet to rebuild, but they haven't done enough yet to rebuild because they're stuck in this middle area.
Yes.
We're still in the middle area.
Yeah, he's
And
cleaning up the mess.
It sucks because you just listed all that stuff that happened, that maybe some of the bad decisions that were made prior to this, not by Scott Perry necessarily, by prior, management and stuff. All those bad decisions, Scott Perry is still trying to get rid of and try to fix all of that stuff. And it takes 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even have all his people in here, not even close.
No.
And that's what's so frustrating because fans, I get it. Fans have to sit and watch this now, all the cleanup. Who wants to watch cleanup on aisle 5?
Yeah.
No one does. You want to get the hell out of the way.
And we've known since Scott Perry took the job that this was going to be a minimum 2-year process of just cleaning out.
Yeah.
Because of the contracts that were on his. And I'm convinced, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for Scott Perry. Genuinely, I'm not. He has to take responsibility for the failures of the Dennis Schroeder signing. But I believe the Dennis Schroeder signing happened and Scott Perry made the moves that he made last season, or last offseason, I should say, because I think he was trying to kill two birds with one stone. I got to wait out this time anyway. And I know there is I won't call it a mandate. There certainly was the year before, maybe not a mandate still, but a hope that we can still compete for a play-in spot. So, okay, I have to wait out these 2 years anyway. Let's try and do that. But the most I'm going to do is give Dennis Schroeder this money. Oh, by the way, it's a contract that I can move on from if it doesn't work. And he did that, right? The players that he hasn't been able to move on from are the players that he inherited that he still is trying to wait out. And maybe, just maybe, he can work with those players, and Doug Christie's rotations can work with those players for them to build the value to where you can move on from them at the trade deadline. That's the goal, while also establishing the identity.
I think even with, and you guys can still, not like this trade if you don't want to. I just don't think it's the end of the world. But clearly, Keon Ellis Schroeder trade in return, he got DeAndre Hunter. And I think, though, DeAndre Hunter, while unfortunately he got the eye injury and Scott Perry would have liked to have seen more that he could envision him in the future here, this is going to have to wait till this season. But it's not the end of the world to get off of that situation if he needs to.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see the latest anonymous Russell Westbrook slander?
Which one? I mean, I've heard a few.
So there was the one from a couple weeks ago that talked about Russ being uncoachable.
Yep. Okay.
Now this is via Sam Amico, a NBA scout, an anonymous NBA scout, explaining why Russell Westbrook is still unsigned.
Okay.
Quote, I wouldn't touch him in a million years. You can't rely on him in terms of what's going to happen. Yeah, he'll have great games, sure, but he can't shoot. He plays his own way. He's not going to fit into a system. He doesn't really defend. In terms of truly building a winning team, you don't get him on your team. It's an anonymous NBA scout. So we've now had an anonymous, what was it, a executive or coach or something?
It was a coach.
Or a friend of that. No, it was someone who who advised Eric Spoelstra.
It was a coach, though. It didn't say like a head coach. But
a coach who advised Eric Spoelstra as to why you don't want Russ in Miami because he's uncoachable. Now you have an anonymous NBA scout dragging Russell Westbrook through the rug, through the dirt, basically saying, Russ is Russ and he is who he is, which is true, but that's bad for your team and he's not going to do the right thing for your team, so you should not have him on your team.
So I guess the biggest question for me, Matt, is why are these being put out there? Because it seems like there's an agenda behind it.
I think the these are intended to be explanations for why a team like Miami wouldn't go and get him.
Okay.
Or a team like Cleveland, both who struck out on LeBron.
So is there any world, bringing it back around to Sacramento, and again, we know some of the things with Russ at this point. He is who he is. But I think he was highly spoken about here by Scott Perry. I don't think that was a lie by any means. Like, why would Scott Perry give him glowing reviews if he didn't necessarily need to? I believe the young guys liked him. He seemed like he was engaged here all the way to the end. Even with a losing team, the losing type of situation, the culture was good, and Russ seemed to be part of that. So I guess, like, if there is no other suitors out there, there's nobody out there that wants him on their team, even for a minimum deal, you think he'd go to Europe before coming back to play for the Kings?
I think that was his choice that he faced last year, and he said he wanted to stay in the NBA, which is why he signed with the Kings. I think that was pretty well publicized.
Do you think if the Kings could get him at a minimum deal, that he'd come back here? Or that they'd even want him back? I know that Scott said what he said.
I think the Sacramento Kings have moved on.
Okay.
My feeling on it. I think the Sacramento Kings have moved on. And I think...
And that's fine. I'm not devastated by that by any means.
If an anonymous scout were to come out and say, Russell Westbrook is better suited as a mentor than a contributor to a winning team right now, I would understand that criticism. I would think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I would even partially agree to it. To label Russell Westbrook essentially as not a winning player, who's not going to conform to, if he played for Eric Spoelstra's Heat, I don't give a damn about Bam Adebayo, I don't give a damn about Giannis, I'm Russell freaking Westbrook. While Russ does have an element of that thinking to who he is, that's how he plays, and that's what's made him Russell freaking Westbrook. Russ is also, like, having stared down the barrel at this man and gotten... And had quite the interaction with this man, I can tell you wholeheartedly, while Russ is extremely confident in who he is, Russ is also not naive and blatantly ignorant of the realities of where he's at in his career.
Sure.
He's not an idiot, far from it.
Mm-hmm.
So to put... Now, would Russ choose to be a ninth man on a really good basketball team? I don't know if he'd be too keen on that. And I don't know if he'd know how to play that role because of who he's been as a player. But to just write off that that's not who he's going to be and he's never going to be that is, to me, absurd. I mean, the man has played 18 years in the league. I think he's made the playoffs like 15 or 16 times. Dude knows how to win.
Yeah.
Dude's a former MVP. Dude can impact the game in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this anonymous stuff, while it's meant to get out there to explain why Russ isn't finding a team and is in the second straight offseason where he might be a league minimum player, which I don't think he should be, but obviously teams have their preferences. While this stuff is getting out there for that reason, it comes off as unnecessary slander for a player who has not deserved it. My critiques, my critiques of Russell Westbrook were always, is he doing what the Kings need to be doing right now? My critiques that I believe is what got me in trouble, even though I never got confirmation with him. My critique was always, hey, when you're 50 losses into the season and it's time to start focusing on the young guys like your head coach said, maybe we should be passing the ball a little bit more to those young guys and not taking 20 shots. That's a fair critique, but that's for a team that's developing like the Kings were. Which, again, if you think Russ is better in a developing role than to contribute to a winning team, I think that's fair criticism. But this scout and whoever's advising Eric Spoelstra, that anonymous coach, are basically saying, if you want to win, stay away from this guy. And I think that's crazy.
I just want to know who these people are.
Well, they're never going to come out.
It's just such a weenie move, though.
No class, no balls.
Yeah,
they're going to get,
like I said.
Shout out Mike Malone. They're going to get yelled at like I did. And plus, the Russell Westbrook social media hive will come after him. And those are scary. Those people they're like hornets. You talk bad about Russ, you kick the hornet's nest. I don't get it, man. As someone who has plenty of reason to not like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand this level of Russell Westbrook slander whatsoever.
I am going to be fascinated to see if he signs anywhere. I really am.
Washington makes sense.
But we haven't heard much since that one report.
Go out and get him, Washington. It makes sense.
Quit being a baby.
Yeah. Quit being babies. I don't want him to play in Europe.
I don't either. I don't think he wants to.
We'll take the break. When we come back, ESPN has labeled 31 different college football teams with a good chance to make the new 12-team college football playoff format. That's nuts.
Yeah,
but the
it
parity
is.
in college football, I do think is exciting. We're going to go through this list of teams, and Kayla, we'll work together as a show to kind of label, do they really have a chance, or are they just a name to kind of build up the hype before the season starts? We'll do that next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Whether it's date night, family night, or buddy night, Hagen Oaks has a bay for you. Reserve one of 3 Top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. through hagenoaks.com, and only those 3 bays are reservable. The rest of the driving range is still open for walk-ups. Play golf on world-famous courses while the kids try interactive games. Head to the Hangout for great food, cold drinks, and live sports on the TVs. Add monthly live music and putting tournaments, and you've got more than a driving range, you've got a night out. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Swing by and swing away.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Seems as though casual players are always trying to balance the desire to hit the golf ball farther with shooting lower scores. Whether you hit a 270-yard drive or miss a 12-inch putt, they both count a stroke on your scorecard. Some of us will never hit the ball 270 yards, and trying normally leaves us well short and well right of the target. Seems as though improving our putting might be an easier way to shoot better scores. Putting is about confidence. It's about feeling the greens, seeing the line, visualizing the ball going in the hole, and making a confident stroke. Harvey Penick says, never, repeat, never allow yourself to think about what's riding on the putt, whether it's a major championship or just a 50-cent wager. Hit the putt as you've hit 10,000 putts in the past. Concentrate on imitating your final practice stroke, not on what will happen if you either miss it or make it. A positive mind will cure a lot of ills. Think about it. Really, think about it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
You know how I know that football, both college and NFL, is nearly upon us? My wife and son go back to school this week.
Yeah, that's early.
My wife
That's freaking nuts, man.
is a teacher. Her first day of school is tomorrow.
What the heck?
My son's first day of school is Thursday. The routine's back on, man.
It is.
Good.
Back to the grind,
Get
man.
these kids and their e-bikes and e-scooters off the street. Get back in the classroom. Leave me alone. Man, I get so freaked out. I'm like just driving down my street and all of a sudden, zoom, freaking e-bike goes flying past me with a 13-year-old doing a wheelie with no helmet.
No, thank you.
I start feeling like Alan Stiles yelling at people for fishing in his pond.
Well, you're becoming that get off my lawn guy.
Not really. It's just like...
Get off my street.
Not even. It's just, why is your bike going faster than my car?
It's a good
And you don't even have to pedal. What's the point? Get some
What
exercise.
happened to old school bikes? By the way, our good friend Nick Wagner again from ESPN, who covers the 49ers, says that NBA champion head coach Mike Brown was in attendance today at 49ers practice with his son Cameron.
Cool.
Yeah. Or sorry, his son Cameron is the team's defensive quality coach.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's cool. Damn it. I wish I was there.
I know. I was going to say.
I would love to see Mike.
Wouldn't that have been fun to say hi to him? Congratulations on your title.
One of these days when it settles in a little bit more and I
Did you congratulate him?
Oh, big time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll share with everybody the special thing that Mike did for my son right after winning the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
He did something really cool for my son right after winning the NBA Finals, and he told me not to share it because he didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But one day I'll share it with you guys because he made my son's day
cool.
as an NBA champion, which is pretty cool. So shout out Mike Brown. But I've told you, Kayla, and I know you obviously come from the Nashville area and Tennessee, the Vols and everything like that. Like growing up in Sacramento and spending basically my entire life in Sacramento, no disrespect to Cal, no disrespect to Stanford, college football just has never really had a pull on me here. And now
It doesn't seem to at all by anybody.
But it's building, right? Like UC Davis football has been really good. Sac State now going to the MAC.
Yeah.
Like there's excitement brewing for sure. It's part of the what I call Sacramento sports renaissance that's been happening over the last handful of years. But college football has never hooked me beyond like, oh, I'll see what Bama's doing. I'll see what Ohio State's doing. Oh, this is a big matchup. Oregon's playing Penn State. Okay, cool. And then when the college football playoff is on, of course, we watch that.
Yeah.
But college football coming back never mattered as much to me, nowhere close to the NFL coming back. I don't know what it is about this year. Maybe it's being back on radio. Maybe it's working with you. I don't know what it is. I am very excited for college football this year. I just have a yearning for it.
Mm-hmm.
And ESPN put out an article labeling 31 teams that have a chance to make the college football playoffs. It's a 12-team format.
Mm-hmm.
And what's different, or like just for context here, each of the Power 4 conference champions automatically get a spot. So 4 out of the 12 are essentially predetermined, right? I thought this was interesting. As part of this article, before they get into the 31 teams, a handful of different prominent coaches weighed in on the question or answered the question, how many teams can legitimately compete for the national title? Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer says at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Day from Ohio State says 15. Steve Sarkisian from Texas says 14. Shane Beamer from South Carolina says 15 to 20.
Ha.
And Dan Lenning from Oregon says 10 to 15.
Wow.
Like there's just a belief amongst the top names in college football, at least coaches, that it's wide open.
Well,
which is exciting.
That's what happens when it's the Wild West too, and that you can get people coming in and out of the transfer portal. You can, give certain money now, for the most part, legally to players for coming and being part of their university. I mean, it does make it more even in a way. It does make more parity a part of college football now. It just takes away from, I think, like all of these teams that can afford to do that. Because all these teams we're going to list or get to, they're all pretty big programs that have money and that can now, there's more of them now that can compete probably that were maybe traditional powerhouses a long time ago that are back in the mix now. But it is still a little bit crazy in terms of the college football landscape because most teams and fans of most teams don't have the luxury of just automatically being on this list because they don't have the money to compete.
Right.
Or they're losing players. They're having a player come there for 1-2 years and then their player is gone because they want to go make more money and allow themselves to thrive at a different level, which I don't like poo-poo them for that.
Right. It's just harder to compete.
It's just harder, and then it's harder for us as fans to really get involved in our college football anymore because we don't know any of the names from year to year.
Right.
So,
and there is a good portion of college football fan base. In fact, I would say a massive portion of college football fan base that the college football playoff, to me, the championship is my conference.
mm-hmm.
And outside, like for Sac State, outside of winning the MAC, that's where it ends for me. If I'm just a Sac State football fan, winning the MAC is my championship. Beyond that, whatever. Just because of everything you just illustrated. Now, I don't know, because reading the article, I may have missed it. I don't believe there's no explanation of whether or not the order of these 39 or 31 teams matters.
Okay. They're just listed.
But that's the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Because number 1 is the Texas Longhorns. And it's like, does that mean they think Texas has the absolute best chance of making it? Or is it just the Texas is the first team that comes to mind?
No, this is top to bottom.
So then,
this is definitely.
So ESPN is labeling the Texas Longhorns as essentially the best team in football going in.
Because it says ESPN analytics say they have a 69.9% chance of making the playoff. They have a 13.2. Oh, sorry, no, it's not in order.
That's what I mean.
No, it's not in order.
So
my bad.
I don't know why they would label it this way.
Weird.
So I don't think the order necessarily matters. But the Texas Longhorns are number 1, like you said, 69.9% chance to make the playoffs, 13% chance to win the title. Number 2 is Ohio State, a 75.7% chance to make the playoffs and a 17% chance. So technically their odds are better, but they're number 2. Again, I don't know why. So I don't know if the order really matters. But essentially, let's just go through this list. And let's stop if we come across somebody or like, do we think? Number 3 is Notre Dame, which Notre Dame's different too. If they're essentially like, I think it's, if they're basically a top 12 national, because they don't belong to a conference, they're independent. If they finish essentially in the top 12 national ranking, they're in. That's essentially how it's going to be. Oregon is number 4, absolutely. Only a 9% chance to win the title, though. That's interesting for the Ducks. Georgia, number 5, no surprise.
They only have a 9.6% chance at winning the title, too.
Parity. Indiana, back-to-back championship. It's only a 6% chance, but Indiana's there. Miami, 5% chance to win it all.
Now, by the way, this is one of those traditional powerhouses I just explained.
Yeah.
That they kind of have been out of the mix for a long time.
They're on their way back.
But they're slowly been kind of building back, but they've kind of boomed lately because the NIL, the tradition that's there.
Yep.
So that was one of those examples.
Ole Miss, only a 1% chance to win it all. A 22% chance to make the playoffs, apparently.
Yeah, by the way, I think they're getting a little bit of hype. I mean, I know they've got their good quarterback that's coming back. I think they're... With Lane not there, there's still players that are remaining, but I think
is it a chip on their shoulder?
I think they'll get a little. I think they're going to have a drop off.
They call that plot armor. They have the plot armor on around them. Texas A&M, LSU, US. Well, LSU of course with Lane. US.
I'll believe it when I see it with USC. Sorry.
LSU has a 39% chance to make the playoffs, apparently. USC.
I'll believe it when I see
27% chance. I'm fair. Oklahoma, 28%. BYU, 25%. Texas Tech, 57%. Michigan, 23%. Again, I don't understand
they're a crap
the order.
show, by the way.
Penn State, 22%. Alabama, 41%. Why is Alabama 17? I don't know, but they're there. They're all the way down to 17. SMU, Washington.
Now, we're getting into teams like SMU, Washington.
Yep.
We're getting into teams that, I get that they could win it. But these are long shots.
Yeah.
These are long shots.
But apparently these are the ones with the best odds outside of those powerhouse schools. Arizona's on there, Iowa, Houston, Louisville, Utah, UNLV.
To make the playoffs, but not to win it all.
Hey, Tennessee Volunteers, a 20% chance, but only a 1% chance to make or to win the national title. Boise State on there, Clemson all the way down at 29. South Carolina down at 30. Interesting.
A lot of these I think have a chance to make the playoff. Now, how far they go or how much they get roughed up in that first round against some of these bigger opponents.
Right.
I think that's also what we're seeing. It's like, hey, you get into the playoff, but you're going to get mollywopped.
Probably.
You know?
Hey, congratulations, BYU. You made it.
TCU last year.
Here's Alabama.
I mean,
have fun.
Yeah.
We shall see. We're taking the break. When we come back, I've been looking forward to this. It's been too long since I've been able to participate in basically one of Kayla Anderson's at this point. Pick a sides. What are we talking about? Well, Kayla's got a number of things for us to discuss when we return for Pick a Side. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is coming home. The 49ers are bringing back the veteran Swiss Army knife on a one-year deal worth up to $7 million. After a season away in Washington, will Deebo be able to pick up where he left off with Kyle Shanahan? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Folsom Chevy's making it very easy to get into a new truck. 0% financing for 5 years. No payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock sold in July. Get details at folsomchevy.com or swing by the Folsom Auto Mall.
Progressive presents the Museum of You. We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed. Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms? At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Yes, indeed, it is time to pick a side. In addition to Kayla shouldering the load for a week while I was feeling like on my deathbed with the sickness that I dealt with, Anthony also came in clutch all week long, holding it down. Anthony, thank you, and shout out to you for doing that. What we got for Pick a Side today?
Titans quarterback QB. I just said QB quarterback.
Hey, let's start again. Hey, Anthony, what do you got for us today?
Titans quarterback Will Levis took the podium this week and made it clear that there aren't 32 quarterbacks that are better than him. Is he right?
That.
There you go.
Okay. And next topic.
No offense. I like Will Levis as a I would say young man because he's kind of getting up there, but
young man.
He's a great guy, and he's working hard, and he's trying to do whatever he can.
This screams like passive aggressive.
To be a starter in this league. By the way, he was kind of a starter, guys. Now I'm not going to say by default, because he did win the job technically, but there wasn't really a lot of competition to win it from when he won it in Nashville. But I don't believe he's better than 32 other quarterbacks at this moment. Now, if you put him in Arizona, maybe he competes for a starting job over there, because right now there's a Jacoby Brissett. But I get it. He's trying to hold out some hope. I don't know, man. He's not proven anything to this point.
I guarantee you Mac Jones was laughing his ass off when he heard Will Levis say that.
Well, he means starting quarterbacks.
No, I know. And Mac Jones is like, if you're not
yeah, well, for sure.
I'm the best backup quarterback in this league. I should have a starting job long before you, pal. Sit down, get in line. Shut up.
I get it, though. I mean, you got to have that mindset, I guess, if you want to make it, right?
Yeah, you got to have.
Yeah, what is he supposed to say? It's kind of.
Yeah, I kind of suck, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, I don't think you voluntarily necessarily come out and say that.
Okay.
Like, I think it's kind of like.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's kind of like, let's just prove you can be a backup. Because he's not even necessarily supposed to win the backup job in Tennessee. Mitch Trubisky is there. So. It's like, I don't know what happens if he doesn't win the backup
Imagine
spot,
he took the podium and he goes, listen, if Cam Ward goes down, we're screwed. Okay?
I'm just happy to be here.
We're cooked.
I'm just happy to be here.
Sign my paycheck. I'll work with the practice squad.
Yeah.
See you next fall.
Yeah, a little bit too much dip on his chip.
Now, it depends on what the dip is. French onion, I'm all about.
All right.
What just happened?
What? I'm talking about French onion dip.
No, I know, but what just happened?
What's your favorite dip, Matt?
Nacho cheese, I don't know, or like a classic salsa.
Anyway, Baker Mayfield had final say over his scenes in quarterback, which is a reminder that the subjects of these documentaries, in air quotes, always have the last word on the facts that are documented. Does this make you care less?
Kinda, because when you control the narrative, then the narrative is going to be presented in the way that you want it. Which I mean, I'd rather have some in-depth content than not.
Mm-hmm.
But like what the real story is, knowing that there's elements of it that are being kept from us because there's stuff that's probably too in the weeds or too much about a player that a player doesn't want out there, or stuff that is true or has happened about a player that the player doesn't like. Or it doesn't have to be necessarily a player, too. You see this in sports documentaries all the time. Like, that stuff is, you just have to know it exists and take with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But I'd still rather have the content than not.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it, and I will say I'm surprised at some of the access they were actually given. And it doesn't seem like they cut, again, we don't know how much they shot or what was something that Baker, said, hey, I don't want in there. I will say, though, a lot of stuff was left in. And either where you could be like, that guy is so annoying, or, hey, I really like this, because I liked all the feistiness they showed and, yelling at players on the field and cussing them out in some situations.
Yeah.
But also letting them into their family home and giving them a lot of, access to that as well. So, yeah, in a way, it's a little bit annoying because it's like, what would they put in there that he took out? But I think overall, they did a good job, at least with that show.
Really quick side note, did you guys talk about or react to it all, Baker's press conference that he did from training camp?
Yeah, we did.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, he got lowballed, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like his transparency. I like his, I felt a little disrespected, but I'm still here doing my job.
Sure, I would be feeling disrespected too.
I thought it was people having a problem with it. I was like, why?
Who cares?
He's being transparent.
Yeah, and he's not even part of the 50 mil. They didn't even want to make him part of the 50 mil club. And there's some quarterbacks in there. We went all over these quarterbacks the other day. I'm like, he's one of the better quarterbacks, and he's not even going to make that much, or they didn't want to give him that much.
A lot of spotlight on him this season in Tampa Bay. All right, next one.
Bill Simmons. My fear for people in Portland is that Tom Dundon, who's the new owner, looked at what the expansion number would be, which everybody is saying between $7 billion and $8 billion, and he's like, I can't just steal Portland for $4.2 billion and just move on and move them to somewhere else. So does
it say they can't?
It says, so does he do that?
So he's saying he
so
can't.
does he? Okay, steal it. Okay. Sorry, it's a little bit weird.
I'm confused.
I'm confused as well. I
Maybe I
can
confused
just
myself.
steal Portland, is what it says. I read it wrong.
Yeah, he can. That's what he's saying. He's like, I can just steal them and move them somewhere else. So where would
So
do you
what
think?
he's saying, I can buy Portland
Yeah.
for $4 million.
He's saying he could
pay
buy
a
it-
$7 million
Right.
transfer, and that in total would be less than buying a new expansion.
But I
team.
don't think that's true. There's fees involved with moving the team. That would be way more than that. Like, it's so expensive. Remember when the Kings were moving? It was like insanely expensive. It's more expensive now to move a team. So I don't think that that's necessarily true.
Well, I am curious. Do you think though that the mindset is like he is going to move it?
Yes.
And if so, where would it be? Where would the destination be in your eyes?
Well, I don't think. What do you call him? Tom Dum Dum?
Yeah, Tom Dum Dum.
I don't think Tom Dum Dum wants. He's not acting as if he wants to be associated with Portland long term.
No.
If that unless he's acting like the spoiled rich kid that says, "Just give me everything I want." Well, the two expansion teams are going to be Vegas and Seattle.
Yeah.
There's been massive talks, and rightfully so, around moving New Orleans and relocating New Orleans because that hasn't worked. The NBA is already flirting with the Grizzlies doing a trial run in Nashville. I don't know where the hell you'd move the Portland Trailblazers to. Maybe up north in Canada and have another Canadian team, or Mexico City, like Adam Silver has talked a lot about. Although I can't imagine Tom is wanting to go down to Mexico City. I have no idea, but it does not sound like he wants to be part of Portland.
I would think he's got some plan, man. Aaron, they're not. I would say Nashville. Unfortunately, I don't think that's happening because Memphis is still there. Now, if Memphis wasn't in the state of Tennessee, then they would go to Nashville, and I believe this Tom Dum Dum would move it to Nashville. By the way, he has a team right up there in the Carolinas with the Hurricanes of the NHL. So I believe it would be vicinity-wise, it would make sense. But they can't have two teams in Tennessee. I'm going to tell you this right now. That's not happening. It's just not. They can't support two NBA teams in the state. So I believe Kansas City. I think Kansas City is probably a place where I could see them trying to relocate. You have other professional teams there that have, you've got Kansas City Chiefs. They're getting a new arena, by the way.
Yep.
Or stadium. You've got the Royals. You've got the MLS team that's very popular there. I think that would make sense.
St. Louis?
It's a dying sports town, though, if you think about it. Look at everybody who's left there.
True. San Diego?
Just looking at Bill Simmons's claim that it's cheaper, it is going to cost, if he wants to change, which might be his intention, it would cost around $7 billion if you count how much he paid for the Blazers to relocate the team, because they have to break leases and they have a bunch of deals in the city. The relocation fee is just as expensive, according to most estimates. But it still might be, obviously he's running it like that's his intention, so.
Well, he's gutting it, that's for sure. He
All right,
sucks.
we got one more in there?
Do we have time? Yeah.
Yeah, really fast. The Browns revealed new plans for a $1 billion+ stadium that is coming in 2029, but then announced it will be turf, not grass. Is this a mistake?
Yes.
I don't understand this.
You have players that are screaming, get rid of turf, play on grass, you can afford it. I hate this, man. Stubbornness. The stubbornness of the NFL to penny pinch in an area when it comes to player safety is just stupid. Knock it off. Anyway, that's all I got.
No, I don't get it. You're going to spend billions and billions of dollars on the stadium, and we all just went over the whole thing with the World Cup coming here. Why wouldn't you just get out in front of it and be like, we're going to put that towards the money, make our players happy? But it's such a Browns thing to do. Why would they not go the turf direction? Because that's just what the Browns do.
Brown's going to Brown. We'll take the break. When we come back for lunch break, more Sacramento Kings talk. Why I believe it makes sense for Dylan Cardwell to play more than Maxime Reynaud at the start of the season, and what that conversation truly entails. We'll talk about that when we return. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Ellen Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
For 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in L.A., red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Jeremy.
I've been a RockAuto.com customer for over 15 years, and now even my kids order their parts there. Prices are always far lower than the local auto parts store. Selection is massive, and the site makes it unbelievably easy to find exactly what we need. Every order shows up fast, and the quality is always top tier. RockAuto.com has earned my trust for life, and I highly recommend them.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
I know my wife is listening right now, so I'll say this loud and proud. My wife is a snake. A snake! Have you seen your DMs, Kayla?
Wait, no?
Your DMs.
Wait, what about him?
Instagram. Open it.
Open it. It's like a Christmas present.
She sold me out.
Ah!
I was supposed to do something, and I didn't do it.
Can I read it?
Please.
Okay, this is from Brittany.
So, by the way, I started today's
DM,
show shouting out and showing love to Kayla and to Anthony and to everybody for filling in for the week that I was dying at home with my loving wife, but apparently she's on Team Kayla.
Brittany says, I told Matt that not only did he need to beg you for your forgiveness, but he also owes you flowers. Brittany, I love this lady.
Screw you.
She's awesome.
I don't see any flowers in there, Matt.
Brittany, you're a gem.
What can I throw at you, Anthony?
I do.
I have double glass.
Yeah. Does Brittany like flowers?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know a lot of people don't like them. I like flowers.
But there's
I don't know what, like, I know they don't last long.
Stupid
But
waste of money.
That's a man's perspective.
They're like $5 at Safeway.
Stupid.
No,
No,
the
Trader Joe's you can get
$5
real nice
is
ones.
Safeway. It's like, here's 2 tulips and a petunia.
Yeah, it's pretty
What's
nice.
a petunia? I don't know, but that's it. It's like 6 of them. That's it. You want a whole bouquet? That would be $40 in your soul, please.
Trader Joe's has some real good deals. No free shout-outs, free shout-outs.
Of course they do. Trader Joe's is great.
And they've got great flowers there.
Okay. There's a reason. Listen, we get flowers every once in a while for my wife when we go grocery shopping, but it's not like, here's romantic flowers. I did that one time. I'll never do it again, and I'll tell you that story in a second. But we bring back like a bright bouquet and stuff so she can put in the kitchen so we can watch it die in 2 days. Great.
Yeah, I think you're exaggerating a little. They last about a week.
No, wrong.
Not in his house, apparently.
No, my wife does not have a green thumb, let me tell you. Our first Valentine's Day together, we were in college. My wife is a softball player. Or was a softball player. I
Great
was
sport, by the way.
the broadcaster. So it's Valentine's Day. And we didn't make like plans necessarily, but something very important was not communicated on Valentine's Day. I'll get to that in a second. So it's our first Valentine's Day together. So of course it's like, well, I got to go big. And I know my wife loves 2 things. She loves flowers and she loves chocolate. Okay, well, great. Valentine's Day.
Go.
Let me check both boxes. Get like that $25 box of chocolates that it's like a guessing game. Some are good and some are toothpaste. And then I got a nice bouquet of roses for her, which was overpriced. And myself and all the other guys are like, what do we do? They just sell us the same thing. So I get all this stuff. Go to her house to surprise her and give it to her. She's not there. Call her up. Yo, I'm here with a Valentine's Day gift. Where are you? Oh, I'm in the team bus right now. We're on our way down to Southern California for a softball game. I didn't tell you on Valentine's Day. Oops.
That's hilarious. Go, Brittany.
So in my man-ass, boy-ass dorm that smells like man.
Ew.
There's this bouquet of roses that just died on the counter for 4 days.
Well, maybe you should
That was her shot.
Maybe you should have done your research. She's an athlete.
I should have done my research?
You're not the athlete.
Oh.
She's the athlete. She's got a busy schedule. Has to balance academics.
Anthony,
has to balance sports.
Imagine if this shoe was on the other foot, Anthony. You need to know my schedule.
Yeah,
But if I dare,
She's the busier one.
Kayla, first off, how dare you? Second off, if I were to tell my wife today, you should know where I'm at right now, you wouldn't see me tomorrow. I would be dead in the backyard, under the shed. How dare you?
Sorry, I had work, didn't tell you.
Yeah, I should have known my wife's softball schedule on our first Valentine's Day together dating. Get the hell out of here.
What was your reaction? Were you mad, like outwardly?
I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't have to be mad because my wife then told her dad, and her dad chewed her out.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He did all that for you. You didn't even communicate with her, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
So what happened to the flowers and the chocolates? Did you eat them?
The
chocolates.
Chocolates were scavenged by the vultures of the boys' dorm.
That's about right.
And the flowers just whittled away.
That's a tragedy.
By the way, another thing that I did when my wife at the time was working for Farmers Insurance, no free shout-outs. She worked at in an office here, and one Valentine's Day, this was the first Valentine's Day after we were married and she was working there, I got her flowers and chocolates and stuff, and I showed up to her work and gave it to her.
Okay.
And I had never been in her work before, and everybody's in all their cubicles, how cute and stuff like that. You know what she told me? You know what she told me after I did all this? Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. All right.
That's real as hell.
All right.
It is.
Fine. I ain't doing nothing
No.
I ain't doing nothing.
You just have to do it the right way.
You're getting a high five.
No.
That's what you're getting.
No.
Happy Valentine's Day. High five.
Figure it out.
Nah.
You didn't ask her schedule
I
the
did
first
two
time.
romantic things.
No,
and both of them were
no.
ixnays. I ain't striking out. No 3 strikes. Hell no. It's my turn. Where's my flowers and chocolates?
It's not. No, that's not how it works.
It is now.
No, it's not.
Yep.
By the way, I did actually do like cards and like a Valentine. Like I actually did sometimes get significant other that, but I do think it's more of a ladies. I don't like Valentine's Day.
You mean you guys get everything and we don't?
Well,
Weird. Crazy
I don't
how
know
that
the
works.
last time I've had a Valentine's gift, but I don't really give a damn about it. The holiday.
You get the candy hearts from me. That's what you get, and I like them.
Those chocolate chalk things are those
No,
chalk?
the chalk hearts?
Hell
Good.
no.
Say be mine.
Those things
Bomb.
are disgusting.
No, you're wrong.
It's
They're
literally
great.
eating
They're
chalk
great. Nope.
from a chalkboard.
And it's delicious.
It's disgusting.
Give me chalk hearts and candy corn. I'm good.
That is gross.
Good.
You better not get her those.
I have. And I eat
Maybe
them
the
myself.
just for
sweet
you,
tarts.
yeah.
Maybe the sweet
No.
ones.
Well, sweet tarts are good too, but then they were getting too expensive. I can get one of those little boxes for like
Bro.
65 cents. In today's economy, you're damn right.
Brittany, but you see what he did with this segment. He derailed it.
What?
So instead of just answering your
defending
simple
myself.
DM to me, because she said that she asked you to also bring flowers,
which I'm not
he
doing.
derailed the entire segment so that he didn't have to answer that.
Answer what?
Why you didn't bring flowers?
Yeah, where are the flowers, Matt?
Because
There you go.
too expensive.
This is his answer.
Wait, what is my answer? What was my answer? Hold on, one more time. She's making fun of my sick voice. I don't like that.
I thought it was pretty accurate.
Making fun of the ill. Anthony, screw you, pal. Screw you, bud.
Back on my side.
I take back everything. Screw y'all. I hope last week sucked. Bunch of jackasses. Anyway, you're not getting flowers.
Oh, goodness. That's what you
Here,
think.
I was sick, so let me apologize to you for being sick. What kind of man-woman
awesome.
thing is that? That is BS.
That sounds great.
That is BS. And that is so. Every married man on the planet knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. I have to apologize for being sick. Now, yes, do I turn into a baby when I'm sick? You're damn right I do. But it's not I don't have to apologize.
Yeah, by the way, did Brittany have to take care of you?
Kinda, not really. Like I was mobile enough and active enough.
I don't believe you.
Okay, you want to call her and have her on?
You did just say you were a baby.
I am a baby. And by a baby, I mean I curl up into a...
He's definitely a baby.
Shut up. I curl up into a fetal position on the couch or on the bed and just rock myself to sleep. That's what I mean by turning into a baby. When I'm sick, I get hit, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
I'm either fine or
I'm not like that.
hell.
I feel like that's a guy thing. I know a lot of guys who are like, they get taken out by a common cold. They're like, they
Yes. And my wife's mean-ass
Totally.
Instagram reels, sometimes algorithm gets into my phone where it's all just like, my husband is so stupid.
Yep.
That's all Instagram reels are. A bunch of married women talking crap about their dudes.
We got to do it when we can.
Mine's just cats. I feel like that's an algorithm thing.
Oh my God. Yours just cats.
Mine's golf. Golf and D&D.
Mine was MJ for a long time.
It's
but-
just weird. I'm just like swifting through. Oh, here's a cat video. Oh, here's a golf video. Oh, my wife's or my husband's stupid. What? Where'd that come from? Brett was on my phone again,
goodness. That's pretty good.
huh? Anyway,
Thanks, Brett, for the attempt. He says he's not going to do
no,
it.
I'm not doing it. Flowers are expensive.
But I will get maybe some goldfish out of you this week.
You've already eaten my goldfish and graham
No,
crackers.
I did not. Whitey crushed them because you left them again. The whole week they were in Vegas, you did not leave one thing here. The day before you got sick and they're back, you leave stuff again.
Okay. Maybe I did it on purpose.
Well, you take that up with them then.
I don't care. Whitey being an old man about it's funny to me.
He crushed them a lot.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there
They
was
were-
none left.
It was like bones.
Yeah.
Powder. Cheese powder.
Can we do an HR complaint about that?
They could.
Ruined
yeah.
our food.
Killed my fish.
He killed our fish.
He crushed my fish.
Killed my fish.
Into dust. Pulverized it.
Down go the you've now killed more than one goldfish.
No books were involved this time.
Don't bring up my past.
Oh, I just did.
Don't bring up my past.
I'll keep going too.
Anyway.
What, did we derail this whole segment again?
Kinda. We still have time. I don't think it's crazy at all to say. In fact, I think it was probably the smart decision to start the season, assuming everybody is healthy, that Dylan Cardwell plays more than Maxime Reynaud. And I understand that Max is coming off of all rookie second team honors. This is not a conversation of, is Max better than Dylan? He is. As long as Domantas Sabonis is healthy and playing, which he should be, knock on wood, he's going to be the starting center. Now, I'm finding a way, because we know the Kings are going to experiment with the 2 center lineups. I'm finding a way to get minutes for all 3 of those centers. But if you were to just do a center rotation primarily of Domantas Sabonis backed up by Maxime Reynaud, this team is going to be an absolute disaster defensively on the interior, which is not to the identity that they are trying to establish. So if this year is truly about establishing identity, Dylan Cardwell is a necessity to play for at least stretches, which is why when we've heard about talks of the 3 center lineups, and when we even saw for that brief period of time that Domantas Sabonis was healthy last season when he came back before he got that surgery on his partially torn meniscus. When the Kings did 2 center lineups, it was Dylan and Max, or Dylan and Domas. It was not Domas and Max together because of the defense.
Yeah.
So I genuinely think as long as Domas is playing, and this kind of feeds into the, are you hindering Maxime Reynaud by Domas still being here? As long as Domas is playing, I think you're going to need Dylan's rim protection so desperately that I think Dylan will play more minutes than Max.
That's interesting. I get everything you just laid out, because this is where we're at now because of the lack of defense, and there needing to be something that resembles defense on this team. And that is more so if, again, and when Domas is out there, which is probably going to be more minutes than, maybe some would like. I mean, no, I'll take that back. We want to see Domas out there.
I think Domas is going to play.
He's a great player.
He's going to play minimum 30 minutes a night.
But I do think it makes it more difficult in terms of how many minutes do we even give Domas if we want to see the continued development of a Maxime Reynaud. But we know that if we put Domas out there for all these minutes, which, again, they're going to do because he's getting paid a lot of money, we have to then put probably Dylan in, like you're saying. But now we also have the problem, because it does, in my eyes, hinder a little bit of Maxime's development. Because you cannot have a big year out of him because he got to play a lot, and then go the opposite direction this season because you just have a screwed up roster. And I understand, like, you do have to have defense out there more so than not. Is there any way to balance this where you can balance? I mean, it's a bit of a mess.
You have what separates Dylan from the other two is Dylan does something that the other two don't do.
Right.
So that's needed. So that's gonna make him valuable.
That's just how deficient the defense is.
And unfortunately for Max, you're backing up when on one of the best centers in the league, in Sabonis, who has not a very similar skill set, because Domas is an incredible passer and a better rebounder than Max is, and a better scorer for now, because he's stronger. Max is more finesse than Domas is. Domas is not very finesse. He's very, I'm a bull. I'm going to go through your chest. That's who he is.
So this is why this spot is so hard to be in right now still. Because you can't even play your young.
If you're Doug?
Yeah. And by the way, Doug is getting judged on every single decision he's going to make this season, on every single lineup, on how or who finishes games. But I'm saying for Doug's sake, I get it. It's going to be freaking tough.
Yeah.
Because me even walking through this and hearing what, you're saying about Dylan Cardwell, and I love Dylan, but it is a little weird to know that he could be playing more minutes than Maxime Reynaud. But I get the thought process behind it.
I'm not out on Maxi Moreno improving as a defender either. Like, he's still 7 feet
But he's
tall.
got to show that.
Exactly. To make judgments completely off of 2 Summer League games is silly.
Mm-hmm.
But in those 2 Summer League games, did you see even an inkling of Maxi Moreno improving as a rim protector?
Well, no, but there was, to be fair, we only really saw one game from him where it looked like he was actually, I don't know what happened in that second game, that he just was not even engaged.
But in the second game, it was offensively.
Yeah.
In the first game, even when Max was playing well, when Max and Dylan were playing together, it looked good. When Dylan came off the floor, the Kings were giving up buckets galore at the rim with just Max out there. They were. Again, training camp, we're going to get to see more stretches of Max guarding Domas, Max guarding Dylan.
Sure.
And this is like, it's really tough to have a conversation like this without making it player versus player. Because Tristy Rodriguez from NBC Sports did a great interview with both Dylan and Max at the same time.
I saw that.
And one of the questions she asked was like, you're both centers. You're both competing at the same position, coming in at the same time. And like, their answers were both very much like respectful, and iron sharpens iron, and we came in together, we love and respect each other, and we're trying to teach each other our ways. And we kind of talked about that before the season ended. If you could have Dylan mentor Max in shot blocking and have Max mentor Dylan in touch around the rim, be wonderful. But as long as Domantas Sabonis is here, and if you want to say there's a problem, I guess the problem is Domas, and him still being here is a natural roadblock for Max, because Max's primary skill set is on the offensive end, which Domas's primary skill set is also on the offensive end. Max is super reliant as a scorer on the pick and roll ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
He benefited from playing with Russell Westbrook. He's
100%. Super
reliant on that. Domantas Sabonis is a facilitator, so you have more options with Domas, and neither of them can protect the rim at all. Dylan Cardwell does. So Dylan is going to play, and Sabonis is going to play, or should play, more than Max.
But I need to see, and I want to see, if the future does include Max, which I believe it should, Max on this team, A-Cuff on this team.
Yes.
Because the brief part that we saw with A-Cuff and Max is there's no chemistry there because they haven't practiced with each other, they didn't play with each other much leading up to Summer League, right? Because Max was in France. That needs to probably become something where we're going to want to see that chemistry between them. But if they're not out on the floor a lot together this next year, you can only do so much in practice.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I worry a little bit, because we are thinking about the future, not the now with this team. How will A-Cuff look with all these different pieces that they've either drafted or will draft eventually? But you want to get that head start with those guys really finding each other and understanding each other. And I just think that's limited this next year because of the Domas situation.
And I mean, Doug Christie's being pulled in 3 directions.
It's a little.
He's being pulled in the I have to continue to develop these young guys and establish the identity. Being pulled in, I have to win enough games to avoid the relegation zone to give my team the best odds to get another high draft pick without tanking. And then being pulled in the I have Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, and Malik Monk and other veterans on this roster that we need to increase their trade value.
It's a tough position.
Balancing them, somebody gets the short end of the stick. To start the season. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way at the end of the season, but to start the season, somebody gets the short end of the stick. And to me, it should be Max. Unfortunately. As long as Domas is here.
Do you believe, though, it could hurt his overall development in terms of like where he needs to be next year?
I think it could slow down his ascension. I also think it could serve as a reality check, too. And what I mean by that is, Maxi Moreno was really fun last season, played really well.
Yep. Confident, by the way.
There is still I think it's still a very valid question to say, if Maxi Moreno is your starting center, are you a good basketball team ever? I don't know the answer to that question. Max sure as hell. The fact that could become a question is a credit to Max, because when he was drafted as the 42nd overall pick, in the second round, now you're talking about, there's a good backup center of the future, hopefully. Now is the fact that we're having conversations about Max as a long-term starter, again, is a credit to him in the season that he had last year. But the Kings are trying to build a championship contender, not just getting back to the playoffs. And is it worth it right now to not play Domas so that Max can continue to get the playing time that maybe says he could be the starting center?
Well, no,
I don't know.
You can't. I mean, you got to try to win games still.
Yeah, and you need to increase
The
Sabonis'
value
value.
of Sabonis, especially
And
coming
you
off
need
of last year.
you need the right center for Acuff to play with.
Yeah, it's really confusing. I do not envy Scott or Doug.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing decision-wise is going to come easy this year. It's all going to be met with a lot of really having to talk through it and come up with the best plan. And then again, it still might not be the best plan. It still might not work out to be that best plan. So maybe you've got, if you're Doug, you've got plan A, B, C, whatever we can do to try to find out what works the best this year. No, at least hoping our players are all healthy, and that makes it a little easier.
Max Imreno averaged 26.5 minutes per game last season. That's plummeting. Like, there's no way he comes close to that, in my opinion. I'll be shocked if he does, unless there's an injury. Again, knock on wood. I'd be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if he gets 15 minutes a game. I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
I don't either.
And I'm looking at his splits here because I'm trying to see if there's splits of, So when he started, he averaged 29.8 minutes a game. That was, again, out of necessity. When he was a bench player, he averaged 16.5.
Okay.
So when he was backing up Sabonis, he played 15, 16 minutes a game. That sounds about right to me.
That sounds about right. You're right.
I don't know. I just think,
and maybe okay, here, real quick. If Sabonis does eventually leave this next year, right? Let's say he stays even throughout the season, and he's gone next year.
Yep.
Well, what the hell is their plan? Do they truly? I mean, that is my question.
Is Max your starting center?
Yeah,
or is he not?
I mean, that is my question. Centers don't grow on trees, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they find one in the draft that they like this year. They were going after Jalen Duren, were they not?
Yeah.
I think they were interested in upgrading that center position with a long-term
partner
for Acuff. That's what this is about, is finding Acuff the right guy. Let's go to the phone line, see if anybody wants to weigh in on this. Mike calling in on a Monday. What up, Mike?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, Mike.
So, Cardwell obviously is the one that has like the most unique ability skill set of these two. So I think Max is going to have to fill in at like the 4 a lot more. Like if he's going to play some with Sabonis, which they'll probably try, and then also both of them can play well with Cardwell. So that's where he gets this like kind of little bump in playing time, in my opinion. But then also like the big problem I think for Max in this is Precious and how good of a year he had. And then now they paid him. So it's like, they're going to want him to take some of those minutes. And so I actually think Precious is more of that like deterrent to Max than Sabonis is, because I think they wanted Max to develop some of that 4 skills, right? That you heard about the 3-ball all off season and stuff like that. Because they could play those guys together, but it's going to be some combination of Max getting minutes at the 4, but like you said, it's going to drop down to probably 15 or so, barring an injury. But it's just where, right? 4 or 5, and how's Precious fit into it? So it's a jumble. I mean, it's a good problem we haven't had of like too many bigs ever. So that's kind of nice, but then it's just tough.
I appreciate the call, Mike. He's on to something there. Precious is a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and if that is the case where you're kind of balancing a 4 lineup of like Precious and Max, for example, Alex Caravan's now out, which is, I think some people would be okay with that as a rookie, but they obviously drafted him in as an older rookie to contribute. So how does he fit into things? Another thing that we're not really talking about too is I think the Kings are going to want to explore having Keegan Murray and DeAndre Hunter on the court together.
I think so too.
So how does the balance of the backup 4, or do you go a big lineup and have Hunter play like the 2 and Keegan playing the 3?
Yeah, because they had that Bleacher Report that we went over with starting lineups and where they ranked, which was 28th, they had Hunter.
Hunter 3 and Keegan 4.
They had him in the lineup.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's either going to be that lineup, in my opinion, or Precious and Domas. Precious and Domas with Keegan at the 3. That's what makes the most sense.
They got a lot of things to work through.
Somebody's going to get the short end of the stick, and I think it makes the most sense for it to be Max. Not out of anything he did wrong, but just out of what's on the roster and what you're trying to accomplish right now. And hopefully that doesn't hinder Max to where his momentum didn't get stopped by a defense. You killed his momentum yourselves.
And then what happens with that, confidence starts to go. Like, it's a trickle effect.
A domino effect.
I'm not saying that's going to happen.
No.
But it does happen with a lot of players.
They'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll take the break. When we come back, is 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan the most important human entity in the San Francisco 49ers organization? We'll talk about that and hear John Middlecoff talk about that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at HagenOaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 28. Steve Young's first MVP.
Steve Young's journey to stardom and the Hall of Fame took a while. Once in the NFL, he toiled in Tampa. He sat behind Joe Montana in San Francisco, and then finally got the opportunity to run the show with the 49ers. In his first full-time season as a starter, he won his first AP NFL MVP back in 1992. He dominated the league that year, helped guide the Niners to an impressive record of 14-2 while leading in passer rating, completion percentage, and touchdowns passed. Young received 56 of the 80 votes, becoming a runaway winner for his first NFL MVP.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Part of coming back after being out for a week sick is remembering, oh yeah, this is how you do this job, including having audio queued up that you're supposed to have for the freaking segment, Matt, instead of just sitting on your phone during the break like a dingus.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry about it.
Oh, by the way, I don't know how to do any of that, so Anthony actually helped me with that.
Oh,
last
shout out
week.
Anthony. Oh, so Anthony, you're going to help her and not me, huh, Anthony?
Well, you just need to ask for help.
I would have done it, yeah.
No, whatever,
You
Anthony.
sometimes
no.
it's
See if I care. No, I don't care.
not being a
I'm not even mad about
baby and
it.
asking for help.
I'm not even mad about that.
Jeez
I don't
Louise.
even care that much.
My goodness.
Now I have to log into Twitter and everything. This is a
I
mess.
can get it. I can
No,
get it.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, Anthony.
No, I'm already ahead of it.
You got this,
It's
Anthony.
already up.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, see?
All
Haha.
right, Anthony's got it. Hey, shout out Anthony, you're the best. We've talked repeatedly, as you must in any kind of 49ers conversation, about the Kyle Shanahan impact and the importance of Kyle Shanahan. And there's stubbornness that comes with that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle Shanahan, while still chasing that elusive ring, he's been there a number of times and just not been able to get over that hump, which he's ultimately being judged on as a coach, as one of the best coaches in the league at this point. But there's no question he's one of the best football minds in the league by far, maybe second only to Sean McVay. But what he brings to the Niners organization and how he has his fingerprint pretty much on anything football related with the Niners organization cannot be overstated, to the point where Colin Cowherd and John Middlecoff were talking about how Kyle Shanahan is the most important guy to the organization.
It's interesting with the 49ers is that Kyle is so respected that it sort of bulldozes any mistakes or missteps in his life. You're very close to the Niners. What do you forecast?
Kyle Shanahan is the most important guy in the organization. They went to Philly last year and won a playoff game without George Kittle, without Fred Warner, without Nick Bosa. If they got Kyle Shanahan, they are going to be okay. I think actually his parallel might be a little Sean Payton and his dad. They are tough. Kyle, to me, is the equivalent of like an NBA star. He's that important. Like if you got Jokic, your floor is still pretty high. Or LeBron in his prime, or Curry. That's what Kyle is. It's pretty rare. It doesn't really exist in the NFL. I think if they just had a notch below him, it could have unraveled multiple times.
He's spot on. He's so spot on. And that's the more that I was like really put into this like Niners part of the country, because I always knew he was really important. And that's the storyline, I think, across the country in the NFL, that he's very important. But I would still say like, oh, well, I don't know. Like they've got some really like big time players there that, you know, you think of when you think 49ers, and obviously they get attention because of the George Kittles and the Christian McCaffreys. But they get attention all the time, no matter what happens, no matter if they are missing, you know, their Super Bowl appearance. They're getting attention because of Kyle Shanahan. And you've already seen all the coaching rankings that came out last week was saying that he's the best offensive coordinator as well, voted on by coaches. I don't know what the platform it was coming from, but it was voted on that he was the best, and Sean McVay was right under him. And it is kind of this like he can do no wrong persona that you get from like Kyle, because he's just he's so respected. And even when the team has injuries, it's not a matter of like, hey, like what can they do better? They're still being able to get to the playoffs, and he's able to get his assistants to get his defense to be next man up. Last year it was Robert Saleh who was able to do that, but Kyle Shanahan is the one that's looked to as the guy who then hires the right assistants or brings in the right people year after year. But there is a little bit more of a leash then on Kyle Shanahan, because if he leaves, who the hell is going to pick up those pieces and do what he's done?
Yeah, how could you possibly do better?
But at the same time, I'm like, there are things that he's a little too stubborn about.
Sure.
That could lead to why, players aren't getting back when they need to, maybe, or, why things don't evolve in certain situations. Yeah. But we kind of ignore that a little bit because it's Kyle Shanahan.
Because the value of Kyle Shanahan, I don't think can be understated or overstated, I should say. It's not I wouldn't describe it as a do no wrong as much as I would describe it as you always have a chance. And I thought it was interesting. I really liked John Middlecoff using player examples from other leagues. And he used Nikola Jokic. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that. Nikola Jokic, as long as Nikola Jokic is on the court, the Nuggets will always have a chance because Nikola Jokic can do it all and do it efficiently. And that's how I look at Shanahan.
Yeah.
Shanahan can deal with all these injuries being thrown at the Niners like last season and still keep that team more than afloat. They won a playoff game in Philly, because of just how smart he is, how good of a football mind he is, the team and the depth that he has built, even when he's losing marquee players. As long as Kyle Shanahan is calling the shots and nothing happens to him, and I know he just went through a car accident, so I don't mean that as a joke, genuinely. Typically a head coach can't get injured, but knock on wood, we know what just happened with him. As long as you have Kyle Shanahan holding the clipboard with the headset on, calling shots, you will have a chance to not only win a game, but also you should be able to build a roster that he can work with. But getting the ultimate pinnacle, that's been the part that's escaped him.
But part of this goes back to he can do no wrong. And I had this discussion on the show last week because John Lynch came out and said that this, whole electrical substation was a nothing burger. That's fine. That's okay. That's right. Whatever you want to believe.
There's no science.
You can believe whatever you want to say about that. But he said that was a nothing burger. So if that is the case, then why did I not see firings in that training room in terms of people that were in charge? Why were there not substantial changes?
Didn't they make changes though? Forgive me.
They did not fire anyone.
They revamped their training staff though.
They added some. They did not fire anybody. They didn't do anything that we're talking about right now where we're like, oh yeah, we're excited to see how that changes things.
They upgraded the training room and they got some more staff.
Yes, but they did not fire. Let me make this clear. They did not fire anyone. This is where stubbornness comes into play with head coaches.
Their head of player development.
And I'm not saying I know enough about him he needs to be fired. What I am saying is I know the injury stuff is not changing. And there's a whole list again now to start training camp of players that have soft tissue injuries that are back on this list. And I don't care if you're holding them back. The fact is, if you're even having to hold them back to start camp, then something's wrong. So my point being is these are the things, though, that Kyle Shanahan at some point is going to have to do. He is going to have the stubbornness that he's going to have to put to the side for a second. And if this season does not go right because of injuries, they're going to have to change the training staff. They have to.
So is that, they
have to.
I think I know the answer to this question already. Is that on Shanahan or is that on Lynch?
It's more so on Shanahan from my experience covering NFL. This whole thing happened in Tennessee.
So are you and I'm trying to not to put words in your mouth. I just want to understand. Are you saying that the stubbornness of Kyle Shanahan is not firing people that are on his staff in the training room that should be fired or that maybe should have been looked at more critically?
This is my I'm not saying this is for sure. This is my thoughts on covering an NFL team for 9 years where a similar thing happened with injuries for several years and nothing was ever done. And it became so loud at some point, and there wasn't a substation to blame there. It became so loud at some point that it was forced upon Mike Vrabel to fire a lot of the training staff and bring in a whole brand new training staff. And I will say this, the soft tissue injuries decreased drastically the next year. Drastically.
I guess we shall see.
So I'm just saying at some point, the stubbornness, I do believe, of Shanahan is sometimes put to the side because he is such a good head coach that maybe we're missing some of the things that he's being stubborn on are actually hurting the situation. And again, this is just me sharing what I believe could be part of it.
Steven, I see you on hold. Stick with us if you don't mind hanging out for like 15 minutes. We got Kayla's 2-minute drill coming up next, all the other stories around the National Football League. Then we'll dive back into 49ers training camp. I assume you're calling about the Niners. We'll get your thoughts on the Niners. Then talk more about Deebo Samuel, and really want to talk to Kayla about the balance between the Niners' stubbornness of sticking with some of these older guys versus giving them credit or even admiring them keeping a core that they've built together and believing in that core. We'll talk about that. Plus, Nick Bosa thinks he can be better than he was before his injury, and Trent Williams got his number on the NFL's top 100 players. We still have all that to get to when talking Niners later in the show. Kayla's 2-minute drill is next right here on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is coming home. The 49ers are bringing back the veteran Swiss Army knife on a 1-year deal worth up to $7 million. After a season away in Washington, will Deebo be able to pick up where he left off with Kyle Shanahan? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Carmichael Dave here, so proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family-owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners, and the community, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com, Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word secure to the number 989898. Text secure to 989898.
A good place to buy a new truck would be a place known as Truck Country. Folsom Chevy is Truck Country, and now it makes even more sense. Folsom Chevy is offering 0% financing for 5 years, no payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock, and there's a lifetime warranty. Go to Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall or go to folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 finance. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 31st, 2026.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Kayla, now that training camps galore are in full effect around the National Football League, preseason right around the corner, I know those 2-minute drills are rich with content. You go from an offseason where you're having to scratch and claw to find things to now what doesn't make the cut, just like in NFL training camps. What we got for Kayla's 2-minute drill?
I know, unfortunately, like this time of year, there's also a lot of unfortunate injury issues. So that's never anything that we like. But I'll start off with some good news. Courted by ESPN. So they've been making a lot of moves lately. Obviously, they had recently fired some people. Never like to see anybody lose their jobs. I don't care what your opinions are on people. It just stinks. And we were talking about training staffs and, you know, in the break especially, like, you don't ever want to see someone lose their jobs. Yep. But unfortunately, it is a business. And things, you know, are made with business decisions. I've been laid off 3 times. I get it. Like, it stinks. But Ryan Clark was recently let go by ESPN. So it has been announced that former NFL cornerback Jason McCourty is going to be the new analyst on Monday Night Football. Of course, McCourty, who came out of Rutgers University, played a long time for the Titans, 2009 to 2016. I've met McCourty, great dude. He also played for the Browns, the Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins. He is a Super Bowl champion as well. And I believe, from what I hear, and I've met him, he's a very nice guy. He's very, very liked within ESPN. And I think a lot of people were kind of pushing for him to get this gig after Ryan Clark was let go. So he will be down there doing some of the analyst stuff, I believe, like pregame. And then I don't know if he'll be in the booth at some points, but I do know he'll be doing most of pregame stuff.
I can tell you, I have never listened to Jason McCourty's analysis personally.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I hope that, well, if I have, it's been unknowingly. Let's put it that way. I would hope it's actual football analysis and less what ESPN has been going for lately, which is kind of shocking take. And here's my former athlete perspective on things that gets a little bold and a little bit crazy. So
I think that's what got Ryan into the position that he was in.
Right. So I'm looking forward to a new voice.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to hearing kind of his breakdown of the game and hope that ESPN will do things a little bit differently with that analyst position.
Unfortunately, it's like once these talents get put in a position, I do believe they're told at some point, we need you to have this agenda.
We need shock value.
And I think we've seen it like with a guy like Dan Orlovsky. think that happened with him.
Kendrick Perkins.
I do believe Ryan. It happened with Ryan. Like, I think they push some of their personalities to be in some of these positions, and then people start to not like them, and then it's like, well, you put him in those positions. So I don't know, but wishing him all the best. I think right now what he does is really good, so hopefully that doesn't change. All right, next up on the 2-minute drill, new crop. Speaking of new personalities, new crop for Netflix. So you guys know Netflix is picking up more and more games. I don't know in the future what it will look like, but I do believe they're going to become more prominent in terms of NFL coverage. But they do have the first ever regular season NFL game in Australia this year between the 49ers and Rams. So if you're a Niners fan or a Rams fan and you plan on watching on September 10th, this is your Netflix game day crew. You're going to have the studio coverage that includes former ESPN anchor Elle Duncan. Michael Irvin is going to be on the desk, along with Nick Foles, which...
Interesting.
Love Nick. Not sure Nick has quite a personality, so a little interested in Nick being on the desk. Clay Matthews.
Good.
As a desk analyst.
Very good.
And then in-game, if you've never heard Noah Eagle, he does a really, really good job in terms of... I've listened to him a lot in hoops coverage.
He's phenomenal.
But Noah Eagle is really good. Luke Kuechly as a booth analyst.
Oh.
That's a new one. And then MJ Acosta will be doing the sideline, who she used to work at the NFL Network. So that's the crew for game days. So, well, a little interesting. Some new faces in there.
Netflix also likes to add personalities to this that aren't necessarily fully related to the game or sport itself. If there is a side bet anywhere, again, don't take my betting advice or anything like that, but Robert Irwin showing up on an Australian broadcast,
that would be fun.
He's 100% gonna do it.
Oh, that would be fun.
Everybody thinks Australia in this country. They think Steve Irwin, and everybody loves Steve Irwin. Everyone loves Robert Irwin, and he's been all over TV because of Dancing with the Stars. Robert Irwin is for sure going to be on this Netflix broadcast.
That'd
For
be cool.
sure.
He's hosting his own dancing show now.
Yeah, no, so it's Dancing with the Stars, but it's the competition to become one of the coaches.
Yeah.
And he's the host of it now.
Yeah.
Of course he is. Everyone loves Robert Irwin.
He's got to be on Netflix.
He's handsome.
Game day. I don't know about that, but
Well, people
he's
swoon
Australian.
over him. All the women that grew up loving Steve Irwin when they were kids are now all swooning over his son.
That is
it's weird.
So funny.
It's very weird.
And very weird. All right, next up, not clowning around. He's not, because he's going to play. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
I like that one.
Too simple.
Shut your mouth.
Too simple.
You have no room to talk here. Not clowning around because he's not, because he's going to play another year. We're talking about...
I'm pretty sure you've used
that
headline about him before.
Bro, I've not even talked about clowning because he's been irrelevant.
Ouch.
Thank you.
You are clowning around.
Jeez Louise. Do you want me to fight you? I will. All right. Anyway, Jadeveon Clowney, he's 31, by the way. He is returning to the Houston Texans. By the way, did you guys remember that's the team that selected him? Number 1 overall in 2014. The man is ancient.
The number 1 clown. Clown 1.
Yeah, that's right.
I almost cussed you out on the air.
Right.
And I stopped myself. Anthony, you're a traitor, and I don't like you.
I love it, Anthony. He says, I feel like I can help the younger guys. I've learned how to lead and what it takes to get a Super Bowl. He knows what it takes. I feel like I can help this team. By the way, he's 33. I said 31. So I don't know what to expect out of Clowney. I mean, I thought he was done when he went to the Titans 5 years ago. But he's hanging around.
Locker room leader?
I guess. I think it's cool he's going back to the Texans, and he started there. I think that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But this defense doesn't even really need him.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
I think he's going to be a depth piece and a locker room leader next to D'Amico Ryan. So.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyways.
Good for him.
Oh, one more real quick, because I want to deliver it well.
Yep.
Not easy for Breezy.
I like that one too. I read it earlier. I was a fan. Sorry.
And I mean, it's it is Breezy, but not easy for Breezy. Saints defensive tackle Brian Breezy, unfortunately, will undergo season-ending surgery. He tore that ACL. He suffered in the first day of camp. Get that little side emoji smirk. Do you want to go through all the texts over the week?
What?
All of our text chains from our, remember, we do our like text. What does it mean?
Oh yeah, no, I could tell you were pissed at me for being sick.
No, I wasn't pissed at you for being
wife.
sick. No, I was frustrated with the situation, not pissed at you for being sick.
I wasn't mad at you. I was frustrated with your situation.
Not,
Same damn
I didn't
thing.
say your situation. I said the situation.
Not easy for breezy.
I didn't know that was about someone tearing their ACL. That makes
Well, I tried to make it, less hard hitting.
Yeah, maybe he'll like it.
I think he might.
If someone tells him that after.
I think he would get a kick out of it.
Oh.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
I already went on the bike this morning.
We'll take a break. You need to walk that one off. When we come back, 49ers training camp talk. Steven, thanks for hanging on. We'll get you right when we come back. Stubbornness versus believing in your core. The San Francisco 49ers story. Plus, more talk about Deebo Samuel. Nick Bosa says he can be better than before his injury.
If he doesn't get hurt again.
Exactly. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Jeremy.
I've been a RockAuto.com customer for over 15 years, and now even my kids order their parts there. Prices are always far lower than the local auto parts store. Selection is massive, and the site makes it unbelievably easy to find exactly what we need. Every order shows up fast, and the quality is always top tier. RockAuto.com has earned my trust for life, and I highly recommend them.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPFest.com.
Whether it's date night, family night, or buddy night, Hagen Oaks has a bay for you. Reserve one of 3 Top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. through HagenOaks.com, and only those 3 bays are reservable. The rest of the driving range is still open for walk-ups. Play golf on world-famous courses while the kids try interactive games. Head to the Hangout for great food, cold drinks, and live sports on the TVs. Add monthly live music and putting tournaments, and you've got more than a driving range, you've got a night out. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Swing by and swing away.
KHTK KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Final hour of the show. So glad to be back with you. Apologies for being missing all week last week. Shout out to Kayla, Anthony, Brendan Nunez, Chris Watkins, all the crew of guests helping us out on a very weird week here at Sactown Sports. But we're back. We're having fun today. Appreciate everybody tuning in, including Steven, who was kind enough to hold on for the last about 15 minutes or so. Steven, we were having a conversation when you called in. We were talking about Kyle Shanahan as the most important guy to the Niners organization, and kind of talking about, which is going to be a good segue into this next segment, like his stubbornness and the stubbornness of the Niners and how that's helped and hurt them in different ways. So Steven now joins us here on Sactown Sports to start the final hour of the show. What up, Steven?
Man, you introduced me like I was a full-time famous guest, dude. I appreciate that.
You got 25 minutes, man. Carry the segment. We're just going to start firing questions at you. Steven works for both ESPN and NFL.com, I guess.
Oh, buddy. Okay. Well, my sources, I don't have any sources.
There we go. Just make them up.
Sources tell me that Adam Schefter is about to drop a tweet here in the next hour. Okay, that's about it.
I like it. Good source.
Anyway, dude, Kyle Shanahan, he is definitely stubborn. I would definitely say that he is almost as stubborn as his dad. So I mean, the apple doesn't fall, too far from the tree. My whole thing is just the medical staff. We've been screaming from the rooftops about the medical staff and this. I mean, if there's one thing that you can sum up with Kyle Shanahan's time, it's just injured. It's just injury. And there's one thing, that's one thing that he's going to have to escape. The one thing he's going to have to do is revamp that entire staff. I just saw a picture of the substation earlier, and that substation's massive. I had no idea. I didn't think it was that massive. And it's absolutely huge, dude. So that, to me, looking at that is definitely a problem. I don't care what anyone says.
Steve, really quick to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. People are saying the reason why it's so noticeable this year is, one, it's on everybody's radar. And two, the trees that kind of blocked it at the practice facility, they actually cut down.
Why did they do that?
I think... because the trees are probably not healthy. I don't know. Either way,
I think the trees are healthier.
It's way more noticeable now than it was when I never ever noticed it going out there and I never noticed it.
How do you not notice
because
that?
I wasn't looking for it. Who cares? I'm there to watch football. And Levi Stadium is right there. But now that everybody knows it's there, you can't not see it.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. And I mean, and talk to the trees. Maybe they need to call M. Night Shyamalan. You know what I mean? Maybe they need to call M. Night Shyamalan. The happening. I'm not going down that route. That's one thing that gets me Dwayne. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just wanted to call in and just share because this Ricky Pearsall thing is just an absolute gut punch. He's going to come back at 27 years old. You guys have already touched on this, and I've been talking with a bunch of my Niner friends as well, dude, and it's just a huge gut punch because he is a 5-year player, because of the COVID year. He's a 5-year player in college, 5 years. He missed 10 games in his sophomore season, and that's it.
That was because of COVID, because they didn't play that many games.
And that's ridiculous. And now he gets drafted. There's this huge substation over here. And then the injury bug hits him just like it's hit everybody else. And it's something needs to be done about it. If you can't move the substation, then at least do something with your training staff, because the team doctor who told him not to get the surgery because strained PCLs can heal really good on their own. That ball falls directly back at you, buddy. Like that skips John Lynch, that skips Kyle Shanahan, and I'm sorry, they do get some blame for it because hey, he is the team doctor, but at the same time, buddy, you were completely 100% wrong. That was a first-round draft pick that is now going to be entering finally in his coming to fruition in his second year of his prime.
Steven, thank you so much for the call. Yeah,
he said exactly what I said. I mean, I feel like there's more Niner fans that are feeling this way in terms of, like, again, whatever you want to believe about the substation, but if they're gonna come out and say they hired an independent scientist to look at it, and the independent scientist said this is not a problem, okay, well then the next thing you need to go do is the training staff, the medical staff. You have not done anything.
Yeah.
To fire anyone or to figure out how to better that.
People just want an explanation. Because,
and rightfully so.
Because coincidence and bad luck ain't cutting it anymore for anybody.
And it shouldn't. This is a business. It shouldn't cut it.
And you haven't won yet. You've been there. You've been to the dance. You haven't won it. If you win, it's like, okay, that sucked. But, I mean, why are guys... I'm blanking on who it was during the Super Bowl who, taking the field, snapped his Achilles. Who was that?
For the Niners?
For the Niners. It was a famous moment. Oh, God. Shame,
I know. Now I know who you're talking about because we talked about it.
He goes, runs on the field.
I have the video stuck in my head.
Is it? Who the hell was it?
Was that a defensive player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Warner goes, no.
I know. Why am I blanking on this too? Wait, is it Greenlaw?
Was it Dre Greenlaw?
I think it's Greenlaw.
Yeah.
It's Greenlaw.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, because then Kittle goes to Dre really just...
Yeah, it's Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw just running on the field.
And again, if you don't have to believe the substation stuff, okay, that's fine. I'm past that. I want to know then why has there not been moves made, Dwayne, Kenneth? Why hasn't there been moves made on the training staff? So, because you got to find answers. So if it's not the substation and they said that's a nothing burger, do you go to the next thing?
And if it's not the training staff, then is your practice plan too rigorous, or is the recovery not good enough, which also kind of falls on the training staff? If it's not that, is it the playing surface? Like, there's got to be something, because guys keep dropping left and right.
And again, it's process by elimination, or process of at least showing the fans that you're trying to do something. They're not doing that. In anything beyond the looking into the substation at this point.
Niner stubbornness. Probably could be a trademark at this point. Make a good t-shirt. Niner stubbornness. Be stubborn like a Niner. We've talked a lot this summer, and it's impossible to talk about the 49ers without talking about the age of their core.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to poke at. It's easy to make jokes about. It's also very valid to bring up concerns about. Like, the biggest acquisition that the Niners made was bringing in, was it 35-year-old Mike Evans? He's 35, right?
Mike? No.
Mike Evans?
Is he?
I don't remember how old
is Mike?
he is. I
thought Mike's a little young.
In his 30s.
32. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was like, God, I don't think he's 35.
But you have a large portion of your best players who are in their 30s. Then you have Trent Williams, who's 37. Like, obviously, Father Time always wins eventually. Sure. And the more you're betting against Father Time, the less likely you are to find success.
Mm-hmm.
But there is part of me that does admire what the Niners are trying to do. Something that in the realm of NIL and transfer portals in college sports, and the LA Dodgers in Major League Baseball, and the homegrown star becoming less common in the National Basketball Association. For a team to say, we built this core, we drafted a large part of this core, we've developed this core, we're keeping them together until the end. We're going to see it, we're going to do it, we're going to go down together. There is something I think that's very admirable about how the Niners have done it, and not just relying on, Myles Garrett's available, we'll just trade for him. Now, I know they traded for Christian McCaffrey. I understand that. They took advantage of that moment, but they've added him to a core that is built pretty much through the draft. And funny enough, their biggest names are not their highest draft picks, from Fred Warner to George Kittle, right, to Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Other than Nick Bosa, like, most of their guys have been middle to later round guys. I don't know. Ultimately, getting the win, however you get the win, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get the win, you get that Super Bowl title, which they have not been able to get. But I do admire the Niners' stubbornness to, we built this group, we're keeping this group together, we're going to get it done with this group. And I think fans especially have rallied around those names that have become forever Niner legends in that own right.
It is a difficult line to kind of teeter on, because you're right. a lot of the reason why the Niners organization is so respected around all the NFL and all 32 teams is because they know exactly how to identify players in terms of what they want in their organization. Now, look, there's always a couple of those guys, Brandon Ayuk situation right now, that it's never perfect. There are a lot of players on an NFL roster. It's never going to be perfect.
Right.
But I'm talking about overall the culture and identifying overall the type of player they want, whether that be they're getting them in free agency or they're drafting them. They know how to fit their culture. And there's only certain players that they'll look for. Like they're not going to go out. I think we were having this conversation last week and adding somebody like Stephon Diggs. And immediately I'm like, no, that's not their culture. Like they don't want Stephon Diggs. That's just not the persona they want there.
Yeah.
Like he might have done a good job in New England on the field and in terms of like helping Drake May, and he was a 1,000-yard wide receiver, but there was too much going off the field that they would not ever want to deal with, in my opinion. So as much as they identify the culture and the types of players they want, and they've built the core from that, and most of them are still there, they still haven't won a championship, though, with them. So what's tough is, like, now you're kind of giving it one more shot. And if it doesn't work out, it's never going to be all for nothing. I will never say that because that's not fair to the players who have worked their butt off here to get to that spot. And, you know, organization who's tried to, you know, set them up for success and come close many times. But when it's all said and done, you might be saying that this core could have they never got it done. As much as you believed in them and as much as you were stubborn and kept the group together, when it's all said and done, you're going to be judged on if you won a championship with this group.
Right.
And you didn't. So what my fascination will be, what is this team looked at like? And Kyle Shanahan, what has he looked at in terms of when this is all said and done if they don't win it? Like, what direction do they go in? Like, what kind of heat is then put on the organization at this point?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that I'm going to be fascinated to get answers from if this does not work out. Now, if this works out, hell yeah, let's go. They figured it out and they bet on their core again. But it seems to me that if you keep pushing this down the line, there's going to be an end point, a dead end, where you can't push it down the line anymore because you got to get younger.
I would agree with that if Brock Purdy weren't as young as he is.
Sure,
because I think Brock Purdy is the example that they put out in front of you and go, the future is still here.
Yeah, and I agree with some of that, but there's a lot of their major pieces that aren't going to be there or they're going to be aged out.
True.
And so I do feel like this is the year, and they proved that in what they did in free agency, bringing in some of these older players, bringing back some of these players that were Niners. They're pretty much saying we're doing it and that we're going all in this year.
Right.
Now, what happens? What's their plan for the future? I don't know if they have one right now.
And hopefully like guys like Stribling are a part of the
No, there's definitely guys in the future that are part of it.
Right.
But there's a lot of rebuilding then to do after this
for
if
sure.
it doesn't work
But
out.
let's say Stribling becomes a really, really solid contributor for this year's team. And let's say they don't get it done. And it's time to move on from the core and we can all see it. Like Christian McCaffrey's still going to be here, but it's time to move on maybe from George Kittle. God, I would hate that. But you know what
Trent Williams.
Right.
You know, what happens with Nick's contract.
But if
Bosa.
Stribling plays well enough to give you the hope that, your future, like, Mike Evans it was fun having him here. Maybe he'll have one more year, but it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
Well, okay, wide receiver number 1 is here in Stribling and is ready type thing. So like I think the Niners are hopeful that they can simultaneously compete now in the division that they're in with the veteran-laden roster that they have, while also the few primary featured young guys that they have, like a Purdy, like a Stribling. I would have said Ricky Pearsall, but like hopefully they perform to the level that simultaneously there is not a fear of what's next, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. The one thing about Shanahan, though, in his stubbornness, and all great coaches have some sort of that characteristic to him. And sometimes the stubbornness is what does pay off for them. But sometimes their model is built on specifically what they want. And if they don't ever tweak it, it could come back to bite them in the butt. And this is why I'm going to say this. Because Shanahan's model, as successful as he is as an NFL coach, hell of a schemer, right? In terms of offensively. And I think brings in really good coaches and just plugs them in.
Yeah.
Kyle does believe, though, in a type of team that he wants older players, whether that be free agents that come in here that have years on them that have proven it, though, in their careers to be good players, or drafting older players.
Yeah, he's less trustworthy of younger players.
That it gives him a little bit more limited time with these groups that he puts together.
Yeah, shorter windows, but a more immediate impact potential.
Correct.
That's what he prioritizes.
And the only thing that's getting in the way of this plan of his is the injuries.
Yeah, true.
So just something to think about.
Yeah. But at the same time, he's keeping around guys that are older. I said Trent Williams is 37. He's actually 38.
He just turned 38?
Yeah,
Probably recently, right?
Must have just turned 38.
Yeah.
Let's see. July 19th, he turned 38.
Yep.
But Trent Williams still performs at an elite level. Trent Williams was named number 40 on the NFL's top 100 list today. I want to play for you a portion of his top 100 video because, and this is weird because it's an actual video, so it's not going to translate perfectly to a radio audience. But this video features Colton McKivitz, Danielle Hunter, Eric Armstead, Jared Verse, and then his teammates George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk. Just listen to what they say about what Trent Williams does and can still do at his age.
He will go down as the best left tackle in NFL history.
For a guy that's so far in his career, it's still amazing how he moves the way he moves.
Some of the things he does athletically at the position, it's not even human sometimes. You wonder how he can do it at his age.
Trent Williams in year 16, 37 years old.
His technique is really not always the same. It's always based on who he's playing against.
We were talking about.
So really quickly, I'm pausing it. This clip right here, they're showing a clip from Trent Williams stuffing Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to play audio of Myles Garrett on the sideline reacting to it. So that's the context for this, what you're about to hear here.
Myles Garrett about him the other day. He's invented moves on how to keep you away from that quarterback over his long career.
Trent did palm my balls. I'm like that.
You know, he's one of those extremely smart guys that I'm going to study you, I'm going to figure out how I can beat you, and then he goes out there and executes.
Very few guys have played the left tackle position at a higher level for the length of time than Trent Williams.
What he can do just really has been something special his entire career.
You got to know what to expect with him, but it's hard because he has so many different sets, seeing everything. Like, you're not going to show him nothing that he hasn't seen for real. The only thing you can really do is, like, what you do best and throw your fastball at him. Don't do a curveball. Don't try to get outside yourself. Just throw your fastball. He's physical when he needs to be. He's finesse when he needs to be. But at the end of the day, like, we're very confident leaving him one-on-one versus any pass rusher.
His ability to physically move another man from one spot to another is unmatched.
There you go.
So what's fascinating about that little blurb on Trent Williams, where did he land in the top 100? 40.
Number
Voted
40.
by players, by the way. You hear about pass rushers having moves, right? The swim move. A lot of these pass rushers that are successful, they create moves to get to the quarterback.
And you just can't stop them.
What's incredible in this is you don't hear about many tackles on the offensive side who are then countering these edges, these edge positions and their moves and countering them with their own moves. Yeah, like all offensive linemen have certain things in their arsenal, but to be able to be that smart, and again, he studied the game for so long and he's able to move at that age still like that. But the whole fact he has moves to counter edges like a Myles Garrett, who's the best to do it, that is brilliant. And I'm going to say this right now, more tackles, left tackles specifically, should study every single thing this man does.
My thing when talking about Trent Williams and applying this to the conversation we were just having about the stubbornness and age and sticking with the core too long and things like that, the hope for players trying to stop or get past Trent Williams specifically is that he's 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they throw at him doesn't work. And that to me is, okay, that's why he's still here. That's why he's still around and as good as he is at 37, 38 years old, because you can't get past him.
Right.
He just counters your counter. And that, to me, the majority of the veterans, the over 30-year-olds that the Niners have, and they have a lot of them. Some would say too many of them. But the vast majority of them are so elite at what they do that the only thing you're hoping is that injury and father time stop them. Because on the football field, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the kind of guys that the Niners are hitching their wagon to, which again, is why
I think a lot of teams would do that, right?
Yes.
Like a lot of teams wouldn't say, hey, see you, Trent.
Yeah,
like
sorry,
we want
man,
you
you're
to go.
38,
Left
can't do
tackles
it.
do not grow on trees. They do not, especially ones like him. But it's almost like you also though have built a culture. Going back to that, that's where I give him so much credit. He wants to stay there. He wants to end his career there. He could he could have went other places, but he didn't in his career. So
I don't know. I like it. I admire the Niners trying to say we've built this, we're going to stick with this, and it's going to work. I don't
think they had another plan right now to do it.
Made it too stubborn. But also, what more could you do when the Rams are just showing up with Myles Garrett and potentially Aaron Donald coming back, and then you also have the defending.
That's
Super
what I'm
Bowl
saying.
champs.
Yeah, I think this was. I mean, they had already put themselves kind of in this spot. Like this is what they needed to do, probably just to give it one more go.
Really quick, this is from Albert Breer. Nick Bosa thinks that he can be better than he was before his ACL injury. Remember, that was his second significant injury.
In that same knee, correct?
Yeah. I had a little tendonitis from I'm reading Nick Bosa's words. I had a little tendonitis from my high school ACL, and he cleaned that up while that's gone. So it's like an improvement. So once I'm through this rehab, I feel like my right knee, because that was kind of a chronic issue that I had a little bit, he cleaned that up in my quad tendon, and that hasn't been an issue at all. Could feel better when I'm done with this recovery. You learn something every time you do it. Every year, really, injury or not, you kind of learn how to prepare a certain way to be at your best. When I came off of the one injury in 2020, it forced me to, I don't know how to explain it. Honestly, my legs get so big when I have years built up of training on them. It's like, and it's not like I trained to bodybuild my legs. They get big. And I feel like it's just an observation that I've made coming off that injury in 2020. I was moving better with less mass on my legs. This is a speed game. I'm a power rusher, but speed creates power. And the way you can move is everything. So I think there's something to, I move better when my legs aren't quite as massive. I kind of have that feeling right now. So he's saying that as part of the procedure, a nagging injury that has been or nagging issue that has been plaguing him, he doesn't feel like he has that right now. And he's slimmed down to the level where he feels he has more speed. Cool.
Well, go
freaking get to the quarterback and stay healthy, Nick.
I mean, go prove it. I believe him. I believe he's put in the work. There's no doubt about
for
that.
Sure.
But you just got to go prove it now.
Well, your team is desperate for any sort of
Along
pass
with
rush.
all these, yeah.
And you're the standard bearer for that. You got to get to the freaking quarterback and stay healthy while you do it. We'll take the break. When we come back, before Crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, I wanted to talk about this at the end of the following week before I missed all last week. So did you guys talk about ESPN's grades of the Kings and every NBA team's offseason? Did you guys do that at all?
Which one was that?
The ESPN grading.
I don't
believe we did.
Perfect. We'll touch on that, even though it's a little bit old. But The Athletic dropped the bottom 10 NBA offseason rankings. They're doing them in groups of 10. These are the bottom 10. Are the Sacramento Kings on that list? We'll do that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
August is Sandwich Month, and Easy Cater is rolling out a new surprise deal every week from August 3rd through 30th. That means every order of delicious sandwiches for your team comes with a side of something special just for you. From cheesesteaks and cubanos to pita pockets and pastrami, Easy Cater makes it easy to bring everyone's favorite sandwiches to work and rack up big rewards while you're at it. New week, new deal, all August long. Visit EasyCater.com to place your next order and take a bite out of Sandwich Month. Restrictions apply. See offer details at EasyCater.com.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Exercise and golf have been two important activities in my life. I opened Golf Fitness Solutions in 2013 to help my fellow golf enthusiasts improve their posture, relieve their pain, gain strength and endurance, and most importantly, hit the ball farther. From beginners to professionals, I've had success working with all ages and all skill levels, and I can help you too. Located in Carmichael, call us at 916-802-5175 or go to golffitnesssolutions.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
So on Friday over the weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, before the sickness, the illness hit my family, ESPN dropped an article that I'm aware is now a little bit old that just graded the offseason for all 30 NBA teams. Mm-hmm. The Sacramento Kings were given a C grade in this article. They write, the Kings saved some money by trading 2024 lottery pick Devin Carter and waiving DeMar DeRozan, who had a partially guaranteed 26-27 deal, but they've otherwise been inactive this summer. At least they'll have more financial flexibility in the future off seasons, with Zach LaVine and DeAndre Hunter's money coming off the books next summer, and Domantas Sabonis set to reach free agency in 2028. So a C grade. Okay. For the Kings, kind of just a whatever. Very similar to Jason Jones's.
Yeah, that's the one that we went over, I think.
And Jason Jones was with The Athletic.
Yeah.
Well, The Athletic's David Aldridge, who's covered the NBA, been an NBA legend for a very long time, is, I guess, releasing in 3 parts his NBA offseason rankings.
Okay.
Essentially. And the first offseason rankings that he dropped are the bottom 10. So the 10 worst off seasons, according to David Aldridge of The Athletic. I'll ask you guys now. Do you think the Sacramento Kings are in this group? Both of you. Do you think the Kings are in the bottom 10?
Wait.
Yeah.
And you said it's just the off-season moves?
Just the off-season. So they're ranking their off-seasons. Not in the bottom 10 power rankings. The 10 worst off-seasons, according to David Aldridge of The Athletic. Do we think the Kings are in
I'll still put
this?
them in there because they couldn't move on from the bigger contracts, except for maybe, the DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how heavily they weighted the draft picks and if they liked the Caravan Sharp ones, because I know that like a lot of media people were getting on them about the Sharp one or trading to get Caravan when they could have gotten some other players that played better in Summer League. So maybe, I think they actually might be in the bottom 10. That's a third of the league.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through it. Number 30, dead last, the New Orleans Pelicans. The worst offseason. Makes perfect sense. They didn't do anything.
Okay.
And they suck. Number 29, the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm a little surprised by this. I guess David Aldridge just really, really, really did not like the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade.
Okay.
Or what they got back for him, I suppose. Excuse me. Number 28, the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
The third worst offseason, according to David Aldridge, was the Denver Nuggets offseason. They lost Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Pickett, got retained Spencer Jones, did add Tyus Jones, Marvin Bagley, hey, but didn't do a whole lot. Number 27, the Golden State Warriors, 27th. So one of the worst off seasons in the NBA. They did add Axel Lendeborg, who of course looked great in Summer League. They lost Quentin Post. They struck out on LeBron James.
Okay.
And then essentially just brought everybody else back. They brought back Draymond Green, brought back Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton II, Charles Bassey. They extended Kristaps Porzingis. They have Moses Moody and Jimmy Butler returning from injury, but the Warriors are basically the exact same team as they were last year when they finished 10th. They barely snuck into the play-in. Now they dealt with Jimmy's injury, but still, yikes. Number 26, the Indiana Pacers. Not a fan of their offseason. Number 25, the Orlando Magic. Again, these are the worst offseasons in the NBA, according to The Athletic and David Aldridge. Number 24, this one's interesting. The Portland Trail Blazers. They added John Morant, Jeremy Sohan. They lost Jeremy Grant. They lost Chris Murray, who they traded to Memphis. They just bought out or came to an agreement with Drew Holiday, who is now signing a league minimum or like a small veteran deal to play for LeBron James's Philadelphia 76ers. So another addition for that team. So Portland is number 24. So there's 3 teams left. Wait, 1, 2. Yes, 3 teams left in the bottom third of the league in terms of the off seasons that they had. Number 23, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I agree with this. Mario Hezonja was one of the biggest names that they added. They still could add. They still could add DeMar DeRozan technically, and we've heard him connected. The biggest move they made was they extended Donovan Mitchell and retained Thomas Bryant and Craig Porter Jr. Other than that, they lost Dean Wade, they lost Keon Ellis, Larry Nance Jr.
And they didn't get LeBron James.
And they didn't get the hometown boy LeBron.
Did they say anything about that?
I'm sure. Let's see. The Cavaliers' understandable re-pursuit of LeBron James took up most of their summer.
Yeah.
But that meant waiting until almost all other potential free agents signed elsewhere, including some of their own. Cleveland may have unearthed a gem in Malik Thomas, who showed signs of being a potent scorer at the Las Vegas Summer League. A full season of James Harden likely to re-sign soon, and Donovan Mitchell together should keep the Cavs in the top half of the East, but leaves the same questions this current iteration of the franchise has faced for the last few years. Can its backcourt defend well enough and its front court score enough when it matters most? So the Cavs, number 23. 2 spots left if the Kings fell into the bottom 10. Number 22, the Brooklyn Nets. They added Julius Randle, Keon Ellis, Mo Wagner, Michael Brown Jr., a lot of additions. Lost Nick Claxton, Zaire Williams, Malachi Smith, Isaiah Evans, excuse me. Retained Duren Sharp, but, and the Julius Randle addition too. But ultimately, not a fan of the offseason for the Brooklyn Nets. And finally, number 21, the last of the worst 10 off seasons, according to the Athletic, the New York Knicks. So the Kings not in the bottom 10 in terms of off seasons. We did it.
The Knicks are in the bottom 10 for bringing back a championship core. That's so insane.
That is,
I think, because they didn't
just because of Mitchell Robinson.
Here's the
so interesting.
explanation.
Also, the Drew Holiday to the Sixers is not. That didn't happen. The buyout. That was you got.
I got the Chatty House or whatever it's called.
It was a AI.
Oh
thing.
no!
Yep.
Wait, where are you? Wait, what did you get?
Drew Holiday is still on the Portland.
It's a reference to another.
That's
some,
so funny.
Some friends in the
I didn't catch that
in the city. I got. I kind of liked that. He would have been great for Phil.
But imagine them paying a player money to not play there. I don't think they're going to buy anyone out. Imagine that owner doing that.
Good point. Good point by you. I got juked. Oh man, I like the idea of Drew Holiday in Philly. Oh well. But so this write-up from David Aldridge about why the Knicks are on this list. With James Dolan determined not to go into the second apron next season, New York did well to limit its losses to just Mitchell Robinson. Drummond isn't the rim defender that Robinson was, but he still hits the glass decently in limited minutes. Otherwise, the Knicks will run it back, assuming Brunson is back and ready for the start of the season. I always say that owners in any sport have every right to run teams the way that they want, as long as they're transparent about their intentions with paying customers. Dolan was definitely transparent, but if the big money Knicks won't go all in to keep their team together after winning it all, who will? He just didn't like the fact that they didn't
Sounds like he kind of liked the offseason, though. So maybe we're at the point where he liked the rest of the team's offseasons. Maybe he'll say something really nice about the Kings.
Maybe he likes Darius Acuff Jr.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm still a little bit surprised.
So that's just the bottom 10. So I assume the Athletic will then later release their mid 10, which I'd expect the Kings to be in the mid 10. There's no way the Kings are in the top 10, right?
So why? But what do you think his explanation is going to be for why he was okay to land, or why the Kings were okay to land?
Because they got Darius Acuff Jr.
Sure, I get
without
that.
having to trade up in any kind of scenario. They also did well in finding Emmanuel Sharp. The Alex Caravan trade wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they saved some money with the DeRozan thing and didn't, I guess, sell low on Sabonis. That's all I got.
Okay.
Honestly, the not selling low on Sabonis is probably a great thing. I think that the Kings have had a pretty good offseason. It's just interesting to see who thinks that.
I think they
besides people in Sacramento.
I don't think people here think that it's been a great offseason just because you couldn't part ways with those guys.
I think the Kings had a good offseason based off of their limitations. I think those who are aware of the realities of their situation understand they did pretty well outside of those limitations. But,
I guess, that's a good way to look at it.
But I think those who wanted change, this probably wasn't a very good offseason.
Us.
Yeah.
Since the trade deadline.
We've, of course, been wanting change, but you hamstrung with what you inherited. Sorry, Scott.
So.
Well, at least they're not bottom 10 in the eyes of David Aldridge, so that's a win, huh? First win of the season.
And they don't have the worst starting lineup, according to Bleacher Report.
Love that, too. A C grade. I thought only C's got degrees. Apparently D's do now, too. We had a whole thing about that. Did you know that, Anthony?
Like in high school, yeah.
F is
Pass
for...
with a D?
That was a thing.
Hey,
I never
Matt,
knew this. No,
it's ABCs.
don't patronize
F
me.
is for failing.
D is for doesn't deserve to pass.
When I was in high school, it didn't
not how it
count if you
works.
were going to college, but they would graduate you from high school
Right.
if you got a D. But if you got a D, you couldn't like use it on your transcripts to go to college.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't happen. D for don't want to acknowledge how bad you did.
It's like a half pass.
I don't know what that is because I didn't come close to that.
So why are you defending it? D,
Because
defending.
it's the facts.
Duh facts. Dumb. D for dumb.
Well, brother, you didn't invent that.
D for didn't fail. Good for you. The participation trophy.
What did it used to? It used to stand for dumb. D for dumb. Like
I know.
in that
what
joke.
yeah,
What was it?
Great question.
What? Ooh, you know.
I don't think they stand for
Do they
anything.
even stand
They don't
for
stand for
anything?
anything. I was just saying.
I
like,
do
what the-
believe F stands for
Yeah.
fail, though.
Yeah, I believe that.
I think so. A would be astonishing.
The D stands for deficient or poor.
Okay.
So why did you pass?
Okay, then what's C? Come on, we got to go through these now. C, let's
Competent.
See. Competent, yeah.
Which I don't. Maybe that's not an accurate term.
B would be.
C simply represents average, competent, or satisfactory.
There we go.
Yeah, they don't necessarily stand for anything.
What about
'Cause
B?
What's A?
B is
Awesome sauce.
Awesome.
B stands
Mediocre.
for above average or good performance.
and then A is astonishing.
I would say, yeah. What does A stand for?
Absolutely incredible.
Astronomical.
Not A cheeks.
That would be N.
NA, not
Yeah.
not ass. Mom, I got an NA grade. What does that
What
mean?
is that?
Well, that's what a D grade is. Not ass, but
They should change what an F is.
Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles join us next. Crosstalk with the Drive guys right here on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is coming home. The 49ers are bringing back the veteran Swiss Army knife on a one-year deal worth up to $7 million. After a season away in Washington, will Deebo be able to pick up where he left off with Kyle Shanahan? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to save 25% on ticket face value, courtesy of Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Golden One Center August 15th and 16th.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo.
Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITPfest.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
I don't want to talk to Whitey anyway. Enjoy Hawaii, Whitey. Jerk. Imagine leaving your partner for an entire week. Can you imagine that, Kayla? Leaving your partner for an entire week? That would be crazy.
I don't know, but his was planned.
Who would? What are you talking about? What are you referencing? What happened?
I'm just giving you crap.
Well, you know what we get? We get Allen Styles all to ourselves. Then we don't even have to share.
That's right.
A sizzle. What's
That's
up, Allen?
right.
How are you?
Oh, not too much. You know, this is probably the one day we'll talk a decent amount of MLB with the trade deadline over in a little over an hour.
Favorite move, go.
I mean,
Adley going to the. Where do you go?
I still have to look at the tracker. I haven't even had time to look at the tracker. I know he went
to the Philly. Where did he go?
No, he went to the Red Sox.
Oh, Red Sox. That's right.
He went to the Red Sox. The Giants haven't moved anybody outside of who they were supposed to move, so I'm not terribly impressed. I know a lot of Phillies fans were upset at the pitcher they got, or they moved off of Ramon Marquez. He was number 4 in the Phillies system, so a lot of Phillies fans were upset that the Giants got him because the Phillies probably won't keep Luis Ariz. I mean, they could, but probably a rental. So,
but they're trying to win a World Series right now. So
so that was
a great hitter.
That's probably the most exciting news from the Giants' perspective. I don't even know if the A's have done anything.
I haven't seen
a name.
They've gotten hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They have
nobody to do anything with.
Foot in a big hospital bill.
Yeah, and I'm looking here now. The Padres get Robbie Ray, and in return they got back Joniel Hernandez as well as Miguel Mendez. And whenever you see other fan bases complaining, that should make you feel better. So people are upset. Joniel Hernandez, a Cuban shortstop, Padres fans, and Whitey's not here today, the resident Padres fan, but some Padres fans are mad that the Giants got him. So Buster Posey is kind of weird. Like I said, we're going to talk probably the most baseball we have, at least prior to the deadline ending. But Buster Posey is kind of weird because he reminds me of like a coworker or a boss that you have had that is really good at certain things and you really appreciate them for certain things, but other things you just wish they would be better at. Like Buster is really good at fixing his mistakes, but you just wish he would stop making them. So last year they end up going down the toilet and they get a bunch of prospects in return, and a lot of those prospects have made it to the big leagues this year. Let's not forget Drew Gilbert was part of those deals. Jesus Rodriguez, same thing this year. He's a seller. Buster's really good when they're sellers. You just want them to stop being sellers.
But they
That's
also
the
can't
issue.
Sell their top
Well, yeah, they can't do that, but he still finds, like him getting 2 prospects back. I get it, it's inside the division, but him getting 2 prospects back for Robbie Ray, who's 34 years old, and they were going to lose for nothing anyway. That's pretty impressive. Sure. That Buster did that. But why the Giants keep ending up in this situation is the frustrating part. So, yeah, that's over at 3. I don't know if they will do anything else now that the 2 guys on the expiring contracts are done. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. And I guess we got Brock Purdy and Niners to talk about. Oh, we had a fun conversation. I don't know if you heard it on Friday about the Derek Carr convo. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what possessed me, but it's 5:30 on a Friday, and we opened the can of worms of, and I've always felt like this, if Derek Carr was on the Niners in 2019, they would have won that Super Bowl.
Instead of
Jimmy?
Instead of Jimmy. So we had some fun with that.
Funny.
Is he healthy?
It kind of turned into Derek Carr versus other Niners quarterbacks because, of course, Jay and Whitey vehemently disagree. Well, Jay didn't necessarily disagree with me as much as Whitey did, but yeah, it was a kind of fun convo, but I didn't know. I know you guys were talking football when I was on the way in. Do you think that's true? Am I giving it? It's really more about Jimmy Garoppolo than Derek Carr.
With the Niners defense being as incredible as it was, and Derek Carr not being known for throwing a freaking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably trust Derek Carr more than Jimmy in that spot.
For example, like down the stretch, to be fair, we were all as Seahawks fans worried about Sam. At some point, Sam would choke down the stretch.
Right.
And the interception would come at the wrong time. And it was just like, can Sam finish the job off? And what happened with Sam was, by a miracle, Sam was really good, when he needed to be. And I think Sam Darnold is, at this point, better than Jimmy would be. But you're right. If you just had that just little bit more of a, you can't fling that ball the other team moment, it could have happened.
We were having some fun because I don't know what to do. In baseball, they have that Twitter handle. It's the Hall of Very Good.
Oh, yeah.
So Derek Carr had said something about, I think it was the substation with him and his brother on the podcast. And I just went off into a tangent about, is Derek Carr is he just a quarterback? He's not Hall of Pretty Good. He just existed in 10 years. We just won't talk about Derek Carr.
He's unfortunately one of the best quarterbacks in Raiders franchise history, which I say it's unfortunate. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but the bar was kind of low. Mm-hmm. I mean, Derek Carr will forever be associated with the silver and black, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he loved being a Raider.
Yeah.
He really did love being a Raider.
Yeah, so no, I don't think he'll become, let's put it this way. The Raiders will want him to become irrelevant because Fernando Mendoza is so good. Let's put it that way. Because as of now, it's Rich Gannon, then it's Derek Carr.
I don't think he should be irrelevant ever, though, in Raiders history.
I mean, in recent, Raider quarterback history, it's Rich Gannon, and then Derek Carr, and then blank.
Terrell Pryor.
Shut up.
Baby.
Shut up.
Yeah, so we had some fun with that, and we got a Bleacher Report best wide receiver room. So obviously, being a Raider fan, I want to talk about the worst receiver rooms and who's there, because I don't know, if your tight end's really good, does that save you at all?
No.
But it's not technically a wide receiver. Then we have Cam Salerno at 4:00 to talk a little bit of Kings, A-Cuff, and all that jazz. So
nice.
Very well-rounded Monday here as we embark on the first show of the week without Whitey Gleason.
There's not a lot of shows that have not included Gleason since I've been here, at least.
Yeah.
I feel does this man take vacation? Because I feel like he's always here.
He sleeps here.
He does.
He does.
Pretty much.
He's got a sleeping bag
But he's
in the
now
bag.
sleeping in Hawaii, which
That's right.
I'll take that, man.
That's right. So, yeah, we're going to hold down the fort for Whitey for the week. And keep everybody up to date on what's going on. The Zach LaVine, is there a rule in Sacramento media right now that there has to be a Zach LaVine storyline
I think
every
so.
week?
I keep seeing it pop up on Twitter. It's the same story
It's
that
the
keeps
same
on getting
thing.
regenerated.
It's not a story.
I'm like, why is
It's
this
the
doing?
same.
Yeah,
I'm just
same
like,
thing.
what am I missing?
Because I think it's something new every time,
Right.
and then it's no,
Right.
It's not.
Oh, is there a promise for a role? Do they go up to everyone and say, "Hey, Domas, this is your role this year"?
They have to propose it. Like Scott has to get on a knee, or Doug has to open a box and it says starting leading scorer. to
Yes.
Zach LaVine.
Here's my Google Doc presentation of what we think you should be in your role this season.
It's a 2020 or it's like a 2005 old Microsoft PowerPoint presentation that during their team dinner when they first come together. Zach, here's your picture of your role.
Exactly. Most likely to start.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
So it'll be a fun one.
I'm bummed Whitey is gone, so we'll have to put off what really happened on the golf course on last
It's over,
Monday.
Matt.
No,
It's over.
I never got my
to
side.
talk to you guys
No,
about that.
I never got to say what really happened.
That's old news
As
now.
the one who built the team. We'll talk about that when Whitey returns. We'll kick that down to next week. But for now, Alan Stiles, Jay Johnson as well. The Drive guys from 2 to 6 starting next.